Chapter 585. Who knows? Let's go in first. Whether or not Martial Aunt will go with us, she will not vent her anger on us. Jingyi spoke with a sigh. Senior apprentice Sister E, do you know why Martial Uncle Michin wanted to leave the sect? Why did you come to this distant culmination starland to establish the Changing Earth Nunnery? Qianghua asked with some curiosity. Jingyi quickly pulled Qianghua and whispered in Qianghua's ear. Junior apprentice sister, what I told you, you only need to know about it. Do not ask about it again in the future. Uncle Master Mi Yun used to have the same identity as you, our everlasting sacred shrine's sacred lady. I heard that she rebelled against her sect because she was pregnant. And then the sacred gate killed her Dao companion. Qianghua exclaimed in surprise. Everlasting sacred shrine's sacred lady was pregnant. It was simply too shocking. After feeling shocked, Qianghua asked in a puzzled manner, but why did Sacred Master ask us to invite? Jingyi did not answer Qianghua's words. Instead, she pointed to the verdant land in front of them and spoke. You see, this place is really beautiful. Only Uncle Master Mi Yun, an eternal level powerhouse, could have such a beautiful sage domain. Qianghua understood the meaning behind her senior apprentice sister's words. Sacred Master came looking for Uncle Master Mi Yun, because Uncle Master Mi Yun's cultivation had already reached the eternal level. In the face of such an expert, talking about punishment was simply a joke. Senior apprentice Sister Yi, wait. Qianghua suddenly called out to Jingyi. Jingyi looked at Qianghua in confusion. What's the matter? Senior apprentice sister, do you smell a very faint smell of blood? Qianghua pointed to the depths of the Changing Earth Mountains and whispered. Jingyi's face also changed. There really is a bloody smell, junior apprentice sister. Let's quickly leave. Martial Uncle Mi Yun loves cleanliness the most, so she would definitely not let the place she lives in have this kind of smell. Senior apprentice sister, when we came in, there were no abnormalities, but now there seems to be an entrapment array formation outside. Qianghua spoke with an anxious tone. Quickly get the communication, Pearl. Jingyi said eagerly. The message can't be sent out. Something must have happened here. No one is coming here right now. Let's hurry up and find a way to get out of here. After Qianghua sent out a message, she put away the communications pearl again. Ningcheng, who was standing outside the Changing Earth Mountains, immediately felt that something was wrong. There was an entrapment array formation here. This trapping array was very special. There was no effect when one entered, and one could not even discover this trapping array. But once they came out, the confinement formation would take effect and they wouldn't even be able to send out any messages. The standard of this entrapment formation was not high and could barely be regarded as a grade 5 celestial river array. Ningcheng had been researching array formations and refining array disks for a long time, and had already surpassed the level of a celestial array master. At the same time, his level was also close to that of a Tier 4 array king. Although he had yet to arrange a grade 4 celestial river array, Ningcheng believed that as long as he had enough materials and time, it would only be a matter of time before he could arrange a grade 4 celestial river array. Ningcheng could not understand why the Changing Earth Mountains would arrange such an entrapment array formation. Even if they wanted to arrange an array formation, they should have arranged a mountain protecting grand array. Something is not right. This is definitely abnormal. Ningcheng thought of the mountain protecting grand array, and immediately became vigilant. It was impossible for such a beautiful place to be uninhabited. Since there were people living here, there would definitely be a mountain protecting grand array. But when he came here, he actually didn't see the mountain protecting array. He could even see some clues about the grand culmination starland's star protecting grand array, so there was no reason for him not to see the hidden mountain protecting grand array here. Ningcheng did not immediately enter the array formation. Instead, he looked around. In just a dozen breaths, Ningcheng could see that there was indeed a mountain protecting grand array here. However, someone had already broken the mountain protecting grand array, and even removed all traces of it. If he were not an array formation master close to the king grade, he would never be able to see through it. Regardless of whether Qianghua went in or not, Ningcheng intended to go in and have a look. He arranged 2 simple tearing array formations outside the entrapment formation of the Changing Earth Mountains. Although the tearing array formations could not break the array formation in front of him, it would allow him to rush out of the entrapment formation in the shortest time. After arranging the escape route, Ningqing carefully entered the entrapment formation. After entering the entrapment formation, Ningqing felt that this was a good place. No, Ningqing could smell a faint smell of blood. Ningqing had experienced too many killings, so he was very familiar with this bloody smell. Apparently, something had happened in this place. Ningqing did not continue to enter. Instead, he swept out with his spiritual consciousness. Soon, his spiritual consciousness found a huge stone tablet with the words "Changing Earth Nunnery" engraved on it. Above it were some restrictions, which even his starry sky's spiritual consciousness could only vaguely make out. Before seeing these 3 words, Ningqing was still considering whether to go in or not. After all, his cultivation was only at the Celestial Gatherer realm. Since this place contained a cultivator who could arrange a grade 4 celestial river array formation, then his cultivation would definitely not be just in the Celestial Gatherer realm. However, the moment he saw these 3 words, Ningqing immediately put aside such considerations. With a flash, he quickly rushed inside. At the same time, he secretly cursed that old Taoist priestess in his heart. She actually sent out 2 disciples with only celestial scryer cultivation to handle this matter. Did she really want to die by herself? Ningqing had just rushed past the stone tablet engraved with the words "Changing Earth Nunnery" when he saw a corpse lying on the ground. It was a female cultivator wearing a Taoist robe. She had a pale complexion and looked very delicate. However, the lower part of her robes had been torn open, revealing a pool of blood. Ningqing felt a chill in his heart. Who killed this person in such a cruel manner? Thinking that Qianghua had also entered this place, Ningqing felt even more panicked. Not caring about the corpse, he stimulated the twin wings of the heavenly clouds and sped up. Along the way, Ningqing once again saw the corpses of several female cultivators. These female cultivators all had the same situation, and were all wearing Taoist robes. At this time, in addition to worrying about Qianghua, Ningqing's face also turned livid with anger. If this planet belonged to him, even if such a person escaped to the ends of the earth, he would definitely catch this beast and burn it with his celestial river flame for 49 years. Ningqing's spiritual consciousness crazily stabbed out, while his spiritual consciousness blade unscrupulously slashed out. At this time, he no longer wanted to preserve his strength. He just wanted to find Qianghua as soon as possible. It stood to reason that with his speed, even if Qianghua and Yi arrived earlier than him, they would not have been much earlier. A scream rang out, which was caught by Ningqing's spiritual consciousness. He then saw Jing Yi in a call behind the Changing Earth Nunnery. Qianghua had come together with Jing Yi, but now that Jing Yi was here, Ningqing unexpectedly did not see Qianghua. Ningqing stimulated the twin wings of the heavenly clouds and directly rushed towards the colonel. This call was extremely humid and filled with a thick miasma. The veil covering Jing Yi's face had long since disappeared, revealing an amazingly beautiful face. Even her robes were in tatters. At this time, she tightly grabbed onto an arm-thick vine tree next to her, and stared at a cave not far away in horror, completely forgetting that her robes were in tatters. At this time, she also forgot that she was still a celestial gatherer cultivator. As such, grabbing onto a vine tree would not help her at all. Where is Qianghua? Ningqing rushed over, not caring about the difference between men and women. He immediately grabbed Jing Yi's chest and picked her up. Jing Yi felt shocked and sobered up from the horror. When she saw Ningqing, her eyes immediately turned even more panicked. How come it's you? Why are you here? Don't tell me you killed everyone here. Less nonsense, hurry up and tell me, where is Qianghua? Ningqing did not have the leisure to explain to Jing Yi. Instead, he frantically picked up Jing Yi. Jing Yi seemed to be frightened by Ningqing's madness and quickly spoke up. Qianghua got sucked into that cave. I hurriedly retreated. Jing Yi had not even finished her sentence when she found that Ningqing had already thrown her to the ground and rushed towards the cave. Jing Yi also understood that she had misunderstood Ningqing. Ningqing had not done anything to the Changing Earth Nunnery. What's more, in her eyes, this cultivator only had 1 or 2 vague celestial wheels. Sometimes she could not even see them. which meant that he definitely could not have done such a thing. Now that she saw Ningcheng rushing towards the cave when he heard that Qianghua got sucked into it, she understood that he must have chased after her and Qianghua. Bursts of sobbing came from all around, causing Jingyi to shiver. At this moment, it felt as if an invisible hand wanted to grab her and take her away, causing her to tremble. Even with a celestial gatherer cultivation, she could not help but look around. At this time, she did not dare to rush into the cave, nor did she dare to leave this place. The dead female cultivators outside made her feel both anger and fear. She feared that if she left this place, this misfortune would soon befall her. However, staying in this place made her feel even more panicked. Ningcheng had just approached the cave when a terrifying suction force emerged. Ningcheng could not resist it at all. Not only did he not resist, but he also rushed into the cave along with this suction force. The moment he got sucked in, Ningcheng immediately brought out his treasured thunder spear. In just a few breaths, the shadow of a female cultivator wearing a blue robe appeared in his line of sight. It was definitely Qianghua, without a doubt. At this moment, Qianghua was lying on the ground, hugging a huge stone pillar. Her clothes were not much better than Jingyi's. Seeing that Qianghua had not met with an accident, Ningcheng felt relieved in his heart. However, a faintly discernible gray-colored hand suddenly grabbed towards Qianghua on the ground. This big hand reminded Ningcheng of the time when he carried Luofei on his back in the Thunderfall Desert. It was also the same big hand that appeared out of nowhere and almost grabbed Luofei away. This time, he once again encountered the same big hand, which wanted to grab Qianghua. Ningcheng's already incomparably angry emotions erupted. Although he did not know why this big hand moved so slowly, Ningcheng did not want to think about it. The treasured thunder spear turned into an invisible spear line that broke through the surrounding space and shot out. Bang! The violent celestial essence exploded and rushed towards Ningcheng's chest, causing Ningcheng to spit out a mouthful of blood. At this time, if Ningcheng had retreated, he would have suffered lesser injuries. With Qianghua in front of him, how could he retreat? Activating the twin wings of the heavenly clouds, Ningcheng did not retreat but instead moved forward, causing him to suffer even more injuries. Qianghua also felt the violent celestial essence and was sent flying. However, Ningcheng had already rushed over and held Qianghua in his arms. Sensing the familiar fragrance and feeling, Ningcheng knew that he had not made a mistake. The one in his arms was indeed Shi Qianghua. Quickly go out and tell others. A hoarse voice came from the innermost part of the cave, which made Ningcheng even more puzzled. This voice clearly belonged to a woman. Chapter 586. Needless to say, Ningcheng also wanted to leave this place as soon as possible. Ningcheng had just taken a few steps back, when a buzzing sound arrived, followed by a wave of killing intent penetrating his skin and wrapping around Ningcheng. This was a grade 5 celestial river entrapment killing array. Ningcheng himself was close to becoming a grade 4 array king master. As such, he could immediately feel the celestial river array's activation, bringing out the everlasting blue thunder city. Ningcheng had no choice but to turn back. He did not have the ability to face a grade 5 celestial river killing formation directly. He could tear open this kind of formation and leave, but the prerequisite was that he had to first find one of the formation bases. Another space-piercing killing intent directly blasted open Ningcheng's celestial river domain. The killing intent hadn't even reached Ningcheng when Ningcheng felt his sea of consciousness shaking. Catcha, a sound emerged, and the everlasting blue thunder city shattered. However, this killing intent did not weaken even half a bit, and still continued to rumble over. Ningcheng brought out the treasured thunder spear in his hand. He had just brought out the traceless spear intent, but before it could even cut through the void, it collided with a horrifying force. Bang! An explosive sound rang out, as Ningcheng once again spurted out a mouthful of blood, as he directly slammed into a wall. Even though the wall was reinforced by a formation, and was incomparably sturdy, however, under the powerful celestial essence joint attack, it had already suffered some damage. Now that Ningcheng slammed into it, the wall immediately turned into slag. As the rich celestial essence qi dissipated, a spacious room appeared in front of Ningcheng. The room was very big, but the layout inside was very simple. There was only a stone bed, and on the edge of the stone bed, there was a jade statue. The statue seemed to be of a young man, and it looked very clear and distinct. On the ground at one side of the room, an abnormally beautiful Taoist nun with a pale complexion sat paralyzed on a prayer mat. There was still blood flowing from the corner of the Taoist nun's mouth. Her clothes were torn like strips of cloth, revealing her pure white skin and astonishing figure. Only a few steps away from the Taoist nun, a handsome man without eyebrows also fell to the ground. A cyan sword pierced through his chest and nailed him to a pillar on the wall that was engraved with arrays, rendering him unable to move at all. At this moment, his aura was in disarray, and the celestial wheel behind him looked blurry. An ant that hasn't even reached the celestial river grade managed to escape from my killing array, and even block one of my blows. The eyebrowless man spoke with a hint of disdain when he saw Ningqing carrying Qianghua in. Ningqing glanced at the eyebrowless man with a cold gaze. His celestial river domain secretly raised his guard and spoke up calmly. It looks like you're just a dying dog in the heaven-seated realm. Yet, you speak as if you're the master of the universe. Although Ningqing's tone was very calm, but he was very clear in his heart that this person who was nailed by the long sword was very dangerous. The opposite party could take his life at any time. You can see through my cultivation? The eyebrowless man nailed to the ground by the blue sword looked at Ningqing in shock. At this moment, Qianghua also sobered up and quickly spoke up. Thank you, senior apprentice brother. Please put me down. Ningqing carefully put Qianghua down, while standing in front of her and spoke. This eyebrowless monster can still move. You have to be careful. Thank you, senior apprentice brother, for saving me. Qianghua spoke in a low voice. Her face was a bit red. Even her ears were red. Not to mention her identity, even since she was born, she had never been held in the arms of the opposite sex. Did Seeking Hui send you to find me? The Taoist priestess sitting on the praying mat suddenly asked in a hoarse voice. Qianghua sobered up from the embarrassment and quickly spoke up. Yes, are you Uncle Master Seeking Chen? How did this place end up like this? Many senior apprentice sisters died outside. Although the Taoist priestess' voice was hoarse, she spoke up in an unusually calm voice. Go tell Seeking Hui that from the moment my husband died, I no longer belong to the everlasting sacred shrine. I can only hold back from going to the everlasting sacred shrine to take revenge. This world no longer has Seeking Chen, only Lu Hachen. The eyebrowless man laughed. Want to leave? As he spoke, the invisible hand once again grabbed Qianghua. Lu Hachen called out in a hoarse voice. Hurry up, don't let him catch you. Qianghua only had a celestial novice cultivation. As such, she could not block this powerful 5-star palm. The eyebrowless man's invisible palm had just stretched out when she was automatically taken away. How could Ningqing let Qianghua fall into the hands of this eyebrowless man? The treasured thunder spear once again shot out with another traceless move. Boom! A terrifying celestial essence explosion erupted in the space around Qianghua, while Ningqing once again held her in his arms. Ningqing's treasured thunder spear gave out bursts of caw-caw sounds, while he was once again blown away by the explosive force. Poof poof poof. Just as Ningqing fell into the trap and kill array, several killing lights stabbed into Ningqing's back, causing blood to blossom. Ningqing's body had not yet landed on the ground when he raised his hand and threw out dozens of array flags. The killing lights from the killing array immediately weakened the moment Ningqing threw out the array flags. Soon a safe space formed around Ningqing. Hey, I really didn't expect that this little ant not only has a powerful celestial essence spiritual consciousness, but also has such powerful array formations. The eyebrowless man exclaimed, while his eyes flickered as he stared at Ningqing. Would he continue to struggle in this place, or would he take over Ningqing's body? He had never seen such a good corporeal body before. This fellow was not only a body-forging cultivator, but also had a much stronger cultivation compared to the celestial scryer cultivator standing next to him. Although Ningqing's spear looked ordinary, Lei Cheng's shadow was truly extraordinary. Qianghua, wait for me to tear apart this trap and kill array. You can go first. This eyebrowless scum only knows how to use these despicable methods. After seeing the eyebrowless man attack again, Ningcheng realized that even if this eyebrowless man suffered severe injuries and was nailed to the ground, his strength still far exceeded his own. It would be impossible for him to leave this place safely with Qianghua. As such, he could only let Qianghua escape first while he blocked the attack. What about you? Qianghua apparently also knew that she would only be a burden in this place. After asking that question, she saw Ningcheng's back covered in blood and spoke up in panic. Are you injured? Ningcheng put down Shi Qianghua and took out a few array flags. I'm fine, you don't have to worry about me. I will tear apart this trap and kill array to let you out. After you get out, you can use these array flags to tear apart the trap and kill array outside the Changing Earth Mountains for a few breaths. These few breaths are more than enough for you to escape. Saying that, Ningcheng once again sent out a sound transmission. You have to get out quickly, and then invite that sacred master of yours to come here. Only then can you save me. Otherwise, we will both die in this place. While handing over the array flags to Shi Qianghua, Ningcheng's attention remained on the eyebrowless man. Fortunately, the eyebrowless man was staring at Ningcheng with a flickering gaze. No one knew what he was thinking, but he unexpectedly did not make a move. Thank you, senior apprentice brother. Qianghua would like to know senior apprentice brother's name. Apparently, she also knew that if Ningcheng stayed here, it would only bode ill for him. If she did not come out, then Ningcheng would be in even more danger. If she came out, then there would still be a chance to save Ningcheng, but this chance was obviously not big. Ningcheng smiled and spoke. My name is Ningcheng. Remember not to tell anyone, I have offended a lot of people. We were husband and wife in our previous life, so I owe you. Qianghua did not answer Ningcheng's words. She apparently thought about what senior apprentice sister Yi had said. Although this senior apprentice brother Ning was a good person, but he was too flowery with words. What husband and wife in their previous life, if not for the life-saving grace, she really wanted to turn around and walk away. May I ask if senior apprentice brother Ning has anything else to say? Although she felt somewhat unhappy in her heart, Qianghua did not say it out loud. Instead, she asked him a question. If Ningcheng had any unfinished business, then even if it was difficult, she would help him finish it. Seeing Qianghua frowning after he mentioned that they were husband and wife in their previous life, Ningcheng secretly sighed in his heart. He stared at Qianghua and spoke with a slightly trembling voice. I have nothing else to say, I just want to see your face again. Qianghua hesitated for a moment, before pulling down the veil covering her face. Looking at Ningcheng with clear eyes, she slowly spoke. I am the sacred lady of the everlasting sacred shrine. A familiar face appeared in front of Ningcheng's eyes, causing Ningcheng to suddenly feel a little dazed. He felt a bit of blockage in his throat. How long has it been since he last saw Qianghua? Since the separation from the sifting orchid star, he had never seen Qianghua again. But when he saw Qianghua again, it was as if the blue sea had turned into mulberry fields. Was this Qianghua in front of him still the Shi Qianghua he had fallen in love with? Was she still the Qianghua who regarded him as her husband? She didn't even know her own name. What's more, she said that she was the sacred lady of the everlasting sacred shrine. How could Ningcheng not know the meaning behind her words? Even if he left today, so what? Facing the everlasting sacred shrine, without any way to convince Qianghua. Could he take Qianghua away? Separated by yin and yang for a few years, we meet again in a different land. Asking for your surname, I don't know. Parting is like the blue sea. Words end without words. Tomorrow is the starry sky path. How many layers is the autumn mountain? Seeing Ningcheng in a daze, the eyebrowless man threw out a few more array flags, and 3 red lights shot towards Ningcheng's glabella like shadows. Whether he wanted to possess Ningcheng or not, now that he was pinned down, he had to seriously injure Ningcheng. The moment the celestial river domain felt the murderous intent, the hidden everlasting blue thunder city suddenly appeared. Boom! Kacha Ningcheng's gradeless blue thunder city instantly shattered, and the celestial river domain turned into nothingness. The treasured thunder spear once again shot out, while Ningcheng threw out several array flags at the same time. The moment the eyebrowless man forcibly activated the Grade 5 Celestial River Trap and Kill Array, Ningcheng tore apart the trap and kill array. Kacha! Ning Cheng's treasured thunder spear directly shattered under a red light. Poof poof. The other two red lights broke through the celestial river domain and the everlasting blue thunder city. Even if Ning Cheng forcibly dodged, it still caused two more blooms of blood to bloom on Ning Cheng's body. Sure enough, it's weird. The eyebrowless man saw that his red lights could not lock Ning Cheng's meridians, and concluded that Ning Cheng's secret was not small. Ning Cheng grabbed Qianghua and threw her out of the trap in kill array while shouting, "Hurry up and get reinforcements. Also, you have a surname. Your name is Shi Qianghua." Chapter 587. By the time Shi Qianghua heard Ning Cheng's last words, Ning Cheng had already thrown her out of the cave. Ning Cheng had already sealed the array formation of the cave with the array flags, and it could no longer generate any suction force. Shi Qianghua had not yet fallen when she saw Jing Yi still panicking. "Ah, junior apprentice Sister Qiang, did you escape? Are you injured?" Jing Yi, who was still panicking, on seeing Shi Qianghua come out, quickly stepped forward to support Shi Qianghua. When she saw Shi Qianghua covered in blood, she immediately thought that Shi Qianghua was seriously injured. Shi Qianghua did not have time to explain in detail, and anxiously spoke up. "Senior apprentice Sister Yi, let's hurry out and inform Sacred Master to come over." "How do we get out?" "I have the array flags here, we can get out." Ning Cheng's spiritual consciousness sent Shi Qianghua and Jing Yi away, before he coldly stared at the eyebrowless man in front of him. "Little ant, if not for my serious injuries, and my cultivation not even reaching 1 in a billion, I would have already pinched you to death." The eyebrowless man, on seeing that Ning Cheng's spiritual consciousness was not sealed by him, felt shocked and angry. Lu Huchen glanced at the eyebrowless man with disdain. "Fu Wumei, you are just a heaven-seated cultivator, yet you dare to boast so shamelessly. If you hadn't sneak attacked me while I was dispersing my cultivation, I, Lu Huchen, would have already turned you into ashes. Even if I had dispersed my cultivation, I could still have nailed you to the soul-locking pillar." With that, Lu Huchen no longer paid any attention to the eyebrowless man, and instead turned her gaze to Ning Cheng and spoke. "I believe what you just said." "Ah." Ning Cheng spoke out in surprise. He did not know what Lu Huchen believed. "You just said that you were that female cultivator's husband in her previous life. I believe it." Lu Huchen finished, and turned her gaze to the jade statue at the bedside, with a gentle look on her face. After a while, she looked at Ning Cheng. "That old woman Mi Hui, she doesn't know love at all. It is normal for her not to believe your words. A person without love would not be able to see love, nor would she understand love." Ning Cheng was just about to speak, when he heard Lu Huchen's voice. "I nailed Fu Wumei to the soul-locking pillar, causing his cultivation to drop to almost zero. When I was dispersing my cultivation, he plotted against me, causing my soul to dissipate, and I no longer have the strength to recover. Now that Fu Wumei is about to break free from the soul-locking pillar, I can't hold on any longer and can't kill him. What I can do to help you is to activate the soul-locking pillar in a flash and lock down the last trace of his celestial essence and spiritual consciousness. Whether or not you can seize the opportunity is up to you." When Ning Cheng heard these words, he was shocked in his heart. No wonder Fu Wumei's attacks were intermittent. He was stalling for time, and Fu Wumei was also stalling for time. If what Lu Huchen said was true, once Fu Wumei broke free from the soul-locking pillar, how could he still be alive? "Do it." At this moment, Lu Huchen's voice resounded in Ning Cheng's sea of consciousness. At the same time, the soul-locking pillar shone brightly. Ning Cheng didn't even think about it before using the wishful demon axe. Spirit technique, Sunset's Twilight. "Lu Huchen, I knew you would use this move. After I break free, I, Fu Wumei, will refine you into a bed attendant puppet. I will be yours to raise." Fu Wumei roared, and his handsome face turned hideous. The cyan sword nailed to his chest also shook violently, giving off a buzzing sound. It felt as if the cyan sword would fly away in the next moment, freeing Fu Wumei. When Lu Huchen saw this scene, her pale face turned even paler. If she could blow herself up, she would have blown herself up a long time ago. However, she couldn't blow herself up. The thought of being refined into a bed attendant puppet after her death made Lu Huchen's entire body tremble. Lu Huchen's face turned pale and her entire body trembled. Fu Wumei screamed, and the cyan sword trembled violently. Suddenly, the surrounding space seemed to have come to a standstill. The flowing time felt as if someone had grabbed it with their hand, and it could no longer move for even a moment. The cyan sword stopped trembling, and the soul-locking pillar also stopped radiating brilliance. Even Lu Huchen's trembling body seemed to have come to a standstill at this moment. A faint axe shadow broke the silence of space-time, and turned into a faint shadow line that appeared between Fu Wumei's eyebrows in a blink of an eye. Laws of time-related spirit technique. Fu Wumei screamed in horror. At this moment, he only had one thought in his mind. How could this be possible? How could this be? How could a puny celestial scryer cultivator display a laws of time-related spirit technique? It was absolutely impossible. However, the axe had already cut through his skin. It was not impossible, but a fact. Fu Wumei's eyes flashed with extreme unwillingness. If he could recover a little bit of his strength, even just a little bit, he would not have cared about this superficial laws of time-related spirit technique. He could have just waved his hand and dissolved it. He was a powerhouse in the heaven-seated realm, killed by a celestial scryer ant. How could he accept this? Even if he had to die, he would drag someone down with him. Violent celestial essence erupted within his body, causing his entire Dantian and Zifu to go berserk. Laws of time-related spirit technique? Lu Huchen also felt shocked as she looked at the axe that had almost touched Fu Wumei's eyebrows. She had seen too many talented cultivators in Grand Culmination Starry Skies, but she had never seen a cultivator in the celestial scryer realm who could comprehend the laws of time-related spirit technique. This wasn't just shocking, it was horrifying. Not good. Fu Wumei wants to blow himself up. Lu Huchen felt the violent aura erupting from Fu Wumei's body, and knew that it was too late to warn Ningcheng. She closed her eyes and felt calm in her heart. She felt grateful towards this celestial scryer cultivator. If not for this celestial scryer cultivator, she would not have been able to rest in peace. Unfortunately, she could not save this celestial scryer cultivator. Not to mention that Fu Wumei would blow up this celestial scryer cultivator. Even if the celestial scryer cultivator managed to escape Fu Wumei's explosion, he would not be able to stop the explosion of the soul-locking pillar. If Fu Wumei blew himself up, it would definitely detonate the soul-locking pillar. The soul-locking pillar, which she had been managing for countless years, had originally been used for cultivation. Every time she tried to disperse her cultivation, she would use the soul-locking pillar to lock her soul. Once the soul-locking pillar exploded, it would tear open a hole in this space. At the same time that the wishful demon axe tore through Fu Wumei's glabella, Fu Wumei's entire body exploded, giving off a horrifying explosion. How much celestial essence would a heaven-seated cultivator explode? What's more, wouldn't the soul-locking pillar explode along with it? The violent explosive aura erupted, mixed with the threat of death. After Ningcheng cast the Sunset's Twilight Spirit technique, his celestial essence and spiritual consciousness dried up. Moreover, he knew that even if he was at his peak, he would not be able to block such an explosion. The moment Ningcheng noticed the explosion, he immediately entered the mysterious yellow bead. He did not even have the time to take back the wishful demon axe. The aftermath of the violent celestial essence blast sent Shi Qianghua and Jingyi, who had just rushed out of the changing earth mountains, flying back again. The powerful impact threw the two people a few miles away, before they finally fell to the ground. Jingyi stood up, and her spiritual consciousness fell onto the changing earth mountains. The verdant changing earth mountains, which looked like a fairyland, at this moment, only had dust covering the sky. Under the dust, there was a huge gully. The explosion had turned the entire changing earth mountains into ruins, which then disappeared without a trace. Shi Qianghua also stood up. She looked at the explosion in the distance and the gully on the changing earth mountains, her face filled with sorrow. Junior apprentice Sister Qiang, Uncle Master deserves this tribulation. Alas, you don't have to feel sad. Jingyi helped Shi Qianghua wipe the blood from the corners of her mouth and comforted her. Shi Qianghua did not answer. Her uncle master had fallen, which naturally made her feel sad. However, the one who made her feel the most sad was that cultivator named Ning Cheng. Before, when she heard Ning Cheng's words, she felt a little unhappy. But now that Ning Cheng had fallen, she felt a kind of sadness in her heart. She felt sure that if the other party had not saved her, he would not have fallen. Was it true? Was she really his wife from his past life? If that wasn't the case, why would he risk his life to save her when he had never met her before? Junior apprentice Sister Chiang. Jing Yi, on seeing Shi Qianghua silent, called out with some worry. She then changed the topic and spoke. By the way, junior apprentice sister, how did you escape? And the array flags that tore apart the entrapment array, where did you get them? If not for you, the two of us would have died here today. Senior apprentice Sister Yi, do you think that the person who said that I was surnamed Shi on the Culmination Public Square that day, was his words true? Shi Qianghua turned her head and looked at Jing Yi with incomparably clear eyes. Jing Yi felt surprised by Shi Qianghua's words. But then she quickly reacted and spoke up. Junior apprentice Sister Qianghua, you must not let your imagination run wild. You are the everlasting sacred shrine's sacred lady. Do you know Uncle Master Mi Chen? She is also a sacred lady. She ended up like this because of her. She fell in love with a man, and then with that man, she even got pregnant. As Jing Yi spoke till here, she finally sobered up from the huge shock she had just experienced. She then recalled the matter of Ning Cheng chasing after them. She quickly asked, Junior apprentice Sister Chiang, did that cultivator surnamed Ning, who had been pestering you, save you? No, how could that be possible? That fellow seemed to have at most a celestial shatterer cultivator, and he did not escape. I guess that fellow was obsessed with lust and secretly followed us. I did not expect that he would end up losing his life. He really deserved it. As Jing Yi spoke, she immediately thought of Ning Cheng grabbing her chest and lifting her up, causing her to feel even more resentful in her heart. She was also a disciple of the everlasting sacred shrine. Yet this fellow had grabbed her chest for no reason. If not for this fellow's death, she would have never let this person go. Shi Qianghua then thought of Jing Yi's disgusted attitude towards Ning Cheng. Moreover, Ning Cheng had told her that he had many enemies, and that she should not speak his name out casually. It was the first time she had ever lied. Senior apprentice Sister Yi, it was Uncle Master Mi Chen who saved me. I just came here because he chased after me. So I wanted to ask if what that senior apprentice brother Ning said was true. Jing Yi shook her head firmly. It's absolutely impossible. I have seen a lot of such cultivators. They like to pursue beautiful female cultivators, and then take away the primordial een of those female cultivators before abandoning them. Don't let your imagination run wild. Just remember to cultivate hard and integrate with the celestial bridge as soon as possible. Senior apprentice sister, do you think that senior apprentice brother Ning, who chased after me, deliberately risked his life to save me after knowing that I was trapped in this place? Shi Qianghua did not seem to understand Jing Yi's words. Chapter 588. Absolutely not. He can't wait to escape. How could he come to save you? Junior apprentice Sister Chiang, don't think too highly of these starry skies cultivators. This kind of cultivator was the most selfish. Those who were truly capable were very self-restrained. How could they take the initiative to approach a strange female cultivator in the public square for no reason? He followed them here because he didn't know that something like this had happened. If he knew about it, then I am 100% sure that he would not come. Jing Yi spoke in a resolute and decisive manner. After saying that, he seemed to feel that it was not enough, so he added, in the starry skies, one's own strength is everything. Tao companions are just companions in the pursuit of the great Tao. Once their paths diverged, they would immediately go their separate ways. Don't believe in those Tao companions who would risk their lives to save you. That won't happen. Shi Qianghua gave out a sigh. Do you think Uncle Master Mi Chen rebelled against the everlasting sacred shrine because her Tao companion died at the hands of the sacred shrine? Jing Yi's face immediately turned red. She suddenly recalled that her Uncle Master Mi Yun and her Tao companion seemed to be different from what she had said. However, she immediately forgot about Shi Qionghua's words and pulled Shi Qionghua with a pleasantly surprised voice. Junior apprentice Sister Qiong, Sacred Master is here. Jing Yi's voice had just fallen when a delicate and pretty Taoist priestess landed beside the two of them. What happened in the Changing Earth Mountains? How could this be? Clearly, this Taoist nun had also seen the ravine that was the Changing Earth Mountain. Holy Master. After Jing Yi bowed and greeted him, she quickly recounted the tragic situation of the Changing Earth Mountains. The Taoist priestess looked at Shi Qionghua and asked, Qionghua, as Yi said, how did you come out? Shi Qionghua immediately thought of Sacred Master's even worse attitude towards Ning Cheng, and could only continue to lie. After this disciple was sucked into the cave, I found Uncle Master Mi Chun and an eyebrowless man lying on the ground. Uncle Master Mi Chun was the one who sent this disciple out, and she even gave this disciple a few array flags. This was how this disciple and senior apprentice Sister Yi managed to escape the array formation of the Changing Earth Mountains. The Taoist nun slightly frowned and immediately said, Wait for me here with Yi. I'll be right back. After the Taoist nun finished speaking, she quickly disappeared into the dust-covered ravine of the Changing Earth Mountains. Qionghua, why are you wearing 2 rings? At this time, Jing Yi completely relaxed, and was able to see that Shi Qionghua was wearing 2 rings on her hands. Oh! Shi Qionghua discovered that she really was wearing 2 rings on her hands, one of which had a very simple restriction on it. As such, it was definitely not her own. Who put the ring on my finger? Shi Qionghua's thoughts turned a bit, and immediately thought of Ning Cheng. This must have been given to her by Ning Cheng. Only Ning Cheng had this opportunity. These are the materials I was going to buy in exchange for medicinal pills in the Eternal Heaven Starry Sky City. It's just that I was in a hurry and forgot to put it away. After saying that, Shi Qionghua took off the ring and put it into her own ring. Jing Yi had some doubts about Shi Qionghua's words. She suspected that Shi Qionghua's other ring was given to her by Uncle Master Mi Chun. If it was a gift from Uncle Master Mi Chun, then it must be a very good thing. However, since Shi Qionghua did not say anything about it, she also did not ask much about it. She just smiled and spoke. I was injured a moment ago, and would like to heal myself. Shi Qionghua restored her calm, as she nodded and gave an sound, before she hesitated for a moment before speaking. Senior apprentice Sister Yi, about that person following us to the Changing Earth Mountains, can you not tell Sacred Master about it? I'm afraid that Sacred Master would overthink it. Jing Yi brought out an immortal-type artifact and spoke with a smile. Junior apprentice Sister Qiong, even if you don't say it, I will not tell Sacred Master about it. In case Sacred Master feels dissatisfied, it would be difficult for us to come out again. Seeing senior apprentice Sister Yi enter the immortal-type artifact, Shi Qionghua also brought out an immortal-type artifact. After entering the immortal-type artifact, she first took out another ring. The restrictions on the ring were very simple, and she easily erased it. The first thing that Shi Qionghua saw was a rusty copper coin. When she picked up the copper coin, she found that there was a jade strip underneath the copper coin. As her spiritual consciousness swept into the jade strip, a short text appeared in Shi Qionghua's mind. Qionghua, this copper coin is called the 5 Elements Treasure Fall Copper Coin. Keep it, and maybe later you will understand why I gave you this copper coin. If you can't remember it, then just keep it as your own artifact and don't give it to others. There are also 10 jade boxes, which contain time stones. These time stones contain the laws of time, so you must be careful when using them. Because I know a little about array formations, it took me a lot of time to study them. Coupled with the minor 5-element array formation, I managed to suppress the aura of time. If you don't want to use it, don't take it out. Because of the cultivation method I cultivate, it consumes a lot of energy. There are only 10,000 perpetual moon pills left in here. You can use them. Your cultivation is still too low, so try to integrate with the celestial bridge as soon as possible. Finally, you don't have to worry about me, I'm fine. Time stones. Shi Qionghua had never been to the striking order Starry Skies, but it did not mean that she did not know what time stones were. It was a treasure that even eternal level powerhouses coveted. How could Ning Cheng have so many of these treasures? How could he give her 10 at once? Shi Qianghua did not open the time stones. She knew that once this thing was opened, it would most likely leak out its aura. Putting the things back into the ring, Shi Qianghua held the ring without saying anything. Ning Cheng's spiritual consciousness swept out and found that the explosions around him had disappeared. He immediately came out of the mysterious yellow bead. He was surrounded by a void. From the looks of it, the previous explosion had torn apart the surrounding space and brought him to the void. This made Ning Cheng very worried. If he were next to Culmination Starland, it would have been better. But if he were not next to Culmination Starland, wouldn't he miss the opportunity to make a fortune in the immortal Jade Star? Ning Cheng took out a Starry Sky positional disc, which he had bought in the Eternal Heaven Starry Sky City. This Starry Sky positional disc could only show the vicinity of Culmination Starland. A small bright spot appeared on the Starry Sky positional disc with the two words Culmination above it, which made Ning Cheng overjoyed. As long as he could find the position of Culmination Starland, he would not have to worry about not being able to return. It's just that he had sustained heavy injuries. Fu Wumei's 2 red lights had not yet recovered. Moreover, after getting hit by Fu Wumei's red lights, he had to use Sunset's Twilight, which worsened his injuries. Ning Cheng took out a celestial-grade battleship from his ring, connected the Starry Sky positional disc to the battleship, and drove the battleship back to Culmination Starland. Since he could not use his original appearance, Ning Cheng once again put on a mask-type weapon and transformed himself into a young rogue cultivator with a beard. Ning Cheng chose to change his appearance, not because he did not believe in Shi Qianghua, but because he did not believe in Jingyi. The explosion in the changing Earth Mountains was something that even Ning Cheng did not expect. Even now, Ning Cheng believed that this kind of explosion was not the result of a heaven-seated cultivator's self-detonation. In fact, it was much stronger than a heaven-seated cultivator's self-detonation. Although the area of the explosion was not large, it could still tear through space. How could such a sudden explosion be ordinary? If Jingyi knew that he could survive such an explosion unscathed, she would definitely think that he had some kind of top-grade weapon. Although he did not fear Jingyi, he felt a lot of dread towards the Taoist priestess and sacred master behind her. A celestial-grade battleship flying through the starry skies, compared to a celestial river-grade battleship or a starry sky-grade battleship, it simply looked like a snail. Ning Cheng had no choice but to use this celestial-grade battleship. Apart from his serious injuries, he also did not want to expose his twin wings of the heavenly clouds. Something like the twin wings of the heavenly clouds, the higher the upgrade, the more powerful a weapon it would become. There were too many powerhouses within the starry skies. If someone discovered it, they would most likely try to snatch it from him. Inside Baichi Artifact Crafting Store, junior apprentice Sister Yen felt a little worried. Since the last time she went out to sell a lot of middle-grade Dao artifacts, senior apprentice Brother Ning had disappeared and had yet to return. Not only did senior apprentice Brother Ning not return, but the most important thing was that Master Baichi had also not returned. Master Baichi had said that he would return in at most half a month. But now, a month had already passed. Is Zhongli Baichi here? A sudden voice woke up the worried junior apprentice Sister Yen. She immediately stood up and looked at the door in doubt. Although Zhongli Baichi called himself Baichi, and his store was also called Baichi Artifact Crafting Store. However, cultivators who came here to craft artifacts, even if they were powerhouses in the heaven-seated realm, would respectfully address him as Grandmaster Baichi or Grandmaster Zhongli. Calling Zhongli Baichi like this, and even calling him out in such a loud and clear manner, she had never seen such a thing before. Standing at the door were 2 cultivators, a man and a woman. The man had a red face and thick lips. The female cultivator had a petite figure, and although her looks were average, she had a curvaceous figure, which made her look even more conspicuous when wrapped in tight clothes. Junior apprentice Sister Yen showed a professional smile and spoke in a clear voice. "Excuse me, 2 friends, what kind of weapon do you want to craft? My master is not in the store right now, so the 2 of you just need to leave behind the materials and requirements." Haha, do we need Zhongli Baichi to craft artifacts? Let me tell you, we are here to issue a challenge. The man laughed and spoke in a rough tone. Junior apprentice Sister Yen still showed a smile. Then wait for my master to come back. My master is not here right now. I don't think you understand what's going on, do you? My master is Jinming Qianbua. After the man spoke the words Jinming Qianbua, the professional smile on junior apprentice Sister Yan's face finally disappeared and turned into a look of shock. She knew the 4 words Jinming Qianbua too well. This person had lost to her master, Zhongli Baiqi, in an important artifact crafting grand meet, and lost his most precious thing. As such, he had to leave Culmination Starland. As for what he lost, her master, Zhongli Baiqi, had not told her about it. As such, she had no idea about it. She only knew that it was a very precious thing. It was also because of losing this thing that Jinming Qianbua and Zhongli Baiqi hated each other to the core. Now that Jinming Qianbua's disciple came to their door to issue a challenge, it meant that they did not come with good intentions. Junior apprentice Sister Yan understood the seriousness of the matter and quickly calmed down. A smile once again appeared on her face. 2 friends, I will definitely bring this news to my master. The petite female cultivator suddenly spoke up. Are you also a disciple of Zhongli Baiqi? Well, you can represent your master in this competition, and this disciple will be the one taking part in this competition. If you don't want to go, just take down Zhongli Baiqi's sign, kneel in front of my master's portrait, and immediately leave the eternal heaven starry sky city. Chapter 589. Junior apprentice Sister Yan's complexion changed. She was going to represent her master in the competition? She could not even refine a low-grade Dao tool. What did that mean? Seeing junior apprentice Sister Yan's face change slightly, the petite female cultivator sneered disdainfully. This duel will be witnessed by the powerhouses of the various grand starry skies. We came here to deliver the letter of challenge. If you don't dare to participate in the match, just say so. After the female cultivator finished, she then turned to her companion and said, Senior apprentice Brother Bing, go outside and put up a sign saying that Zhongli Baiqi does not dare to accept our challenge. The famous Baiqi artifact crafting store will cease to exist from now on, and will never set foot in the eternal heaven starry sky city. Hearing these words, the professional smile on junior apprentice Sister Yan's face disappeared without a trace, before she spoke up in a similarly cold voice. Although your master does not have the qualifications to challenge my master, but challenging me is barely enough. As you wish, I, Xinyan, will accept this match. The petite-looking female cultivator, on hearing junior apprentice Sister Yan's words, did not refute it. Instead, she smiled and left behind a jade card before speaking. The venue of the competition is the Eternal Heaven Artifact Crafting Pool in 10 days. Don't forget about it. Come, Senior Brother Bing. Junior apprentice Sister Yan grabbed the jade card with trembling hands. She knew that if she didn't go, Zhongli Baiqi's name would stink. Just like Jinming Qianbua, who had been kicked out of the Eternal Heaven Starry Sky City by his master in the past, he had plummeted and left the Eternal Heaven Starry Sky City with his tail between his legs. It was even worse than Jinming Qianbua back then. But if she went, she would still lose. However, it was better to go and lose than not go at all. The lock on the door shook, and a young man with a beard on his face rushed in. What weapon do you want to refine, please? Junior apprentice Sister Yin immediately put away the jade card, and a smile appeared on her face. The young man waved his hand and spoke. Junior apprentice Sister Yin, I am your senior apprentice Brother Ning. I offended someone, so I can only use a mask to disguise myself. Saying that, Ning Qing took off his mask and showed it to junior apprentice Sister Yan before putting it back on. Seeing Ning Cheng's pale face, junior apprentice Sister Yin immediately understood that Ning Cheng had indeed suffered some injuries. However, for her, Ning Cheng's return was a pleasant surprise. Senior apprentice Brother Ning, I was in a hurry to find you. You came back at just the right time. I have something urgent. Junior apprentice Sister Yin was truly pleasantly surprised at this moment. She was worried about not being able to participate in the tournament, when senior apprentice Brother Ning suddenly came back. In any case, it would be much better than her senior apprentice Brother Ning than Jinming Qianbua disciple. But apprentice Brother Ning could not refine a middle-grade Dao artifact. With apprentice Brother Ning, she would not be able to beat Jinming brother sect. Ningcheng did not even ask about the matter with junior apprentice Sister Yan and directly refused. I'm injured, so I'm going to heal myself. Don't disturb me. Wait. Junior apprentice Sister Yan anxiously reached out and grabbed Ningcheng. Without waiting for Ningcheng to speak, she told him everything that had happened before, including the enmity between Zhongli Baiqi and Jinming Qianbua. He apprentice Chen master. I not need you he I sect Ning I master brother Ning, I chung Jin. I said he. Even if you don't say it, I can guess that Jinming Qianbua is very strong. He is not weaker than master. His disciple has been learning from him for such a long time. At the very least, he should be able to refine top-notch high-grade Dao tools. You want me, a person who has only been learning from my master for a few days, to compete with a master who has been learning for countless years? Saying that, Ningcheng quickened his pace, and in a few steps arrived at the second floor. After reaching the second floor, he casually set up a bunch of restrictions. Not to mention that he knew he would definitely lose. Even if he had the chance to win, he didn't want to compete. He knew that Zhongli Baiqi wanted to accept him as a disciple, because he wanted a favor from him. Even if there was no such thing, Ningcheng did not want to joke around with his life. If he wanted to participate in this kind of competition, then there would definitely be powerhouses more powerful than Zhongli Baiqi present on the scene. What would he do if they found out about his mysterious yellow bead? Didn't Song Wei discover his mysterious yellow bead? Who could be sure that there wasn't a powerhouse more powerful than Song Wei here? This was culmination grand starry sky. Besides, if that Taoist priestess from the everlasting sacred shrine went there and came to know that he was Ningcheng, what would happen then? Taking 10,000 steps back, even if no one found his mysterious yellow bead, no one would recognize him as Ningcheng. However, his celestial river flame was a treasure. If someone coveted it, could he keep it? Zhongli Baiqi had a much better flame than him. Even if he did not covet it, how could he guarantee that others would not covet it? 3 days passed by quickly, and Ningcheng thoroughly checked his body to make sure that all the injuries from the fight with Fu Wumei had disappeared completely. Only then did he feel relieved. He then stood up and prepared to find Zish Jun. As long as he could obtain the Jade card to enter the Immortal Jade Star, he could go into seclusion until the Immortal Jade Star opened. Senior apprentice brother Ning. Seeing Ningcheng come out, junior apprentice Sister Yin once again greeted him. Ningcheng spoke up with sincerity. Junior apprentice Sister Yin, I really can't help you. I don't have a high-grade flame, and my attainments in crafting artifacts are just average. Besides, even if Jinming Qianbua's disciple won, it doesn't mean that he won against master. Junior apprentice Sister Yan's tone was even more sincere than Ningcheng's. Senior apprentice brother Ning, as long as you help me participate in the competition, I can give you 500 million purple coins. That's all my savings. Ningcheng initially did not intend to talk about this matter, but now that junior apprentice Sister Yan mentioned the purple coins, he immediately sneered. Junior apprentice Sister Yan, is all your savings 500 million purple coins? Wouldn't those hundreds of middle-grade Dao artifacts be worth far more than 500 million purple coins? Did you know about this? Did you follow me? Junior apprentice Sister Yan's expression immediately changed. If Ningcheng had not followed her, how could he know that she had taken out Dao artifacts to sell? Ningcheng spoke up in a calm voice. You don't have to worry about it. I just happened to see you going to the Transcending Dao Artifacts merchant house, and saw you selling Dao artifacts. In any case, it was refined from your materials, so I have no opinion on it. Junior apprentice Sister Yan's complexion recovered a bit. Senior apprentice brother Ning, although I did not do it properly, you did not suffer a loss, did you? The materials I gave you are enough to craft thousands of Dao artifacts. Even if you wasted some of the materials, I don't believe that you did not make a profit. Ningcheng showed a smile. That's right, everyone made a profit, so I didn't say anything. But don't tell me that 500 million purple coins is your entire net worth. It makes me feel a little uncomfortable. My entire net worth is indeed only 500 million purple coins, but those hundreds of Dao artifacts were sold for billions of purple coins. I need a lot of resources for my cultivation, so I had to buy them with my own money. Junior apprentice Sister Yen spoke, with even more sincerity. Ningqing frowned. That's impossible, right? A few hundred Dao artifacts sold for billions of purple coins? If I remember correctly, middle-grade Dao artifacts are worth tens of billions of green coins. That's more than 100 million purple coins. You should be talking about a small place, right? In the Eternal Heaven Starry Sky City, the most valuable things are Starry Sky battleships, high-grade Dao artifacts, and top-grade Dao artifacts. A real low-grade Dao artifact is not worth much at all. What I took out to sell was a middle-grade Dao artifact. People only gave me this price because I came from the Baichi artifact crafting store. Even a middle-grade Dao artifact in a small place is not worth 100 million purple coins. You must have been cheated. Junior apprentice Sister Yen retorted without any trace of politeness. Ningqing did not say anything. He had never bought any artifact from this place, so naturally he did not know the specific price. He guessed that when he bought the middle-grade masked Dao artifact, he had most likely been cheated. Seeing Ningqing remain silent, Junior apprentice Sister Yen hesitated for a moment before speaking. Senior apprentice Brother Ning, you asked me about nirvana in flames last time. Presumably you have a flame that is about to undergo nirvana, right? Otherwise, you would not be able to refine middle-grade Dao artifacts. What about it? Ningqing spoke with a casual tone. I have a way to let your flame undergo nirvana. Junior apprentice Sister Yen stared at Ningqing and spoke. Ningqing's eyes flashed with a hint of heat. His flame could not evolve, which was a big weakness for him. Now that Junior apprentice Sister Yen said that she had a way, his heart suddenly turned feverish. Junior apprentice Sister Yen, speak. If you really have a way, I will thank you very much. Seeing that Ningqing still did not say anything about participating in the competition, Junior apprentice Sister Yan's eyes flashed with disappointment, but she still spoke up. I don't need your thanks, as long as you participate in the competition. In tomorrow's auction, there will be an item for sale. This item can be said to be the best choice for Nirvana flames. If you participate in the competition, I have a way to help you buy it. What is it? Ningqing asked eagerly. Fire Origin Crystal. Junior apprentice Sister Yen stared at Ningqing. I can't afford this thing with my net worth, but Master left something for me. If I take it out, I should be able to buy a Fire Origin Crystal. Ningqing froze. Fire Origin Crystals could evolve into Celestial River Flames. Why didn't he think of it? He already had a pile of Fire Origin Crystals on him. If he had known about it, he would have already evolved his flame. You said that Fire Origin Crystals can let flames undergo nirvana? Ningqing asked again in disbelief. That's right. Junior apprentice Sister Yen spoke with certainty. Ningqing asked again. Is Fire Origin Crystal the best material for nirvana? Junior apprentice Sister Yen remained silent for a moment before speaking. In theory, Fire Origin Crystals are the best material for nirvana, but you would need at least 10 fist-sized ones. If there is only one Fire Origin Crystal, it can only be regarded as a top-grade nirvana material, which is definitely better than other things. More than 10 Fire Origin crystals can only grow next to the Fire Origin bead. One can say that even eternal-level powerhouses cannot obtain such a treasure. Is the Fire Origin bead very precious? Ningqing asked casually, but in his heart, he was already thinking about finding a place to let his flame undergo nirvana. Junior apprentice Sister Yen snorted and spoke. I heard that there is only one Fire Origin bead in the vast planar boundary. Do you think it is precious or not? You should have heard that the immortal Jade Star has an origin, right? I have indeed heard about it. I was wondering if I could get a place to go inside. Ningqing replied honestly. You should just give up on that idea. Junior apprentice Sister Yen shook her head. Whether that origin bead is real or fake, no matter who obtains it, they will eventually take it out. Do you know why those powerhouses don't try to snatch it? Because the immortal Jade Star is very fragile. Once the powerhouses of the 4 grand starry skies try to snatch it, the immortal Jade Star would most likely collapse. Once the star collapses, the things inside would completely disappear into the void. Because of this, those powerhouses joined forces to seal off the immortal Jade Star, and discuss letting celestial scryer cultivators in to help them snatch it. Chapter 590. Is there a material better than the fire origin crystal for flame nirvana? Ningcheng already planned to use the fire origin crystals to help his celestial river flame undergo nirvana. Initially, his celestial river flame had evolved to a purple color because of the fire origin crystals. Now that he thought about it, the reason why he did not undergo nirvana at that time should be because before the fire origin crystal underwent nirvana, he had thought that the celestial river flame had already reached its peak and put it away ahead of time. Perhaps if he waited a little longer, his flame would be able to undergo nirvana. Fortunately, he had also collected a lot of fire origin crystals, so there was still time for him to undergo nirvana. Actually, you just need to finish reading the book that Master gave you last time, and you'll know everything. However, you'll need at least 10 years to finish reading that book. I've used many years to barely finish more than half of it. I heard that there is a kind of essence flame in the starry sky that is extremely good for the nirvana of flames. It should be the second nirvana material, junior apprentice Sister Yin replied. Is the fire origin crystal the first? Ningcheng subconsciously asked. Sun Yin shook her head. First place isn't the best, but the fire origin bead. There shouldn't be anyone stupid enough to use the fire origin bead for nirvana. Furthermore, he did not have the means to use the fire origin bead to undergo nirvana. Therefore, the best nirvana material is the essence flame found in the starry skies. I have asked Master about it, but even Master has never seen it before. He has only heard of it. Ningcheng immediately thought of that deceptive book, which he had read for a few months, and had originally thought that he had finished reading it, but he did not expect that when he looked at it again, the content would once again be different. According to Master Baichi, he would need at least 2 to 3 years to finish reading that book. Junior apprentice Sister Yan, although I really want to experience flame nirvana, I really can't participate in the competition. Ningcheng spoke with some helplessness. He also felt somewhat embarrassed. Now that it was related to his own safety, he had no choice but to be careful. Junior apprentice Sister Yan took in a deep breath before she looked at Ningcheng and spoke. Senior apprentice Brother Ning. It doesn't matter if you lose in the competition. After all, your level of crafting artifacts is much higher than mine. I am indebted to Master. Now that Master is not here, I cannot let Master lose face. I, Sun Yan, beg you, Senior apprentice Brother Ning. This was the first time that Ningcheng knew that Junior apprentice Sister Yan was called Sun Yan. He hesitated for a moment, and simply spoke up. Junior apprentice Sister Yan, I have offended a few very powerful experts. Even if I wore a mask, I might still be recognized. Moreover, I can't take out my flame. Although my flame's level isn't high, it has some background. If it's discovered by someone, I'm dead for sure. It's not that I don't want to help you, but there's really nothing I can do. Sun Yan spoke with even more sincerity. Senior apprentice Brother Ning. Your magic weapon mask should have been given to you by Master, right? This was a top-notch concealment artifact. Even a great Emperor Realm expert wouldn't be able to see through it as long as they didn't use their divine senses. Moreover, how could a top-level powerhouse use their spiritual consciousness to deliberately infiltrate a celestial scryer cultivator like you? As for the flame, you don't have to worry about it. I have a water cloud flower. If you're willing to compete, I'm willing to lend it to you. Is the water cloud flower a type of flame? Ningcheng asked in surprise. Sun Yan raised her hand and brought out a flame. When Ningcheng saw this flame, his first impression was that it was beautiful, just like a flower. The second feeling he got was that it had a water-attributed aura to it. When Ningcheng's spiritual consciousness penetrated into the flame, he immediately felt a terrifying heat, which unexpectedly exceeded his celestial river flame by a notch. This flower-like flame also had a pale golden line beside it, which made the flower look even more beautiful. Because my flame is water-attributed, plus I don't have a water-attributed spiritual root, my artifact crafting skills have always been average. This flame of mine has long since undergone nirvana. Although it is an ordinary flame, it can still be used to refine high-grade Dao artifacts. If Senior Apprentice Brother Ning is willing to help, I can lend this flame to Senior Apprentice Brother Ning. Sun Yan, on seeing Ningcheng staring at her flame, explained without any concealment. Ningcheng had to speak up. I'll go out first. When I come back, I'll give you a reply. Okay, I'll wait for senior apprentice brother. Although Xingyan knew that Ningqing might not agree to her request, she still spoke with an enthusiastic tone. Half a day later, Ningqing dug out a cave in a mountain range far from the eternal heaven starry sky city. His only purpose for coming here was to evolve his celestial river flame. Bringing out the celestial river flame, Ningqing threw 10 fire origin crystals into the flame one after another. The purple flame of the celestial river flame grew hotter and hotter, and the 10 fire origin crystals quickly disappeared after being swept away by the purple flame. Ningqing felt that his flame had become a lot more active. However, he felt sure that the celestial river flame had not undergone nirvana, which disappointed Ningqing. Ningqing did not know if fire origin crystals were the best material for nirvana, but he was sure that even fire origin crystals could not allow his celestial river flame to undergo nirvana. Perhaps the grade of his celestial river flame was just too high. Ningqing reluctantly put away the celestial river flame and sent a message to Zhishjun, asking about the jade card. Zhishjun's message quickly came back, telling Ningqing that he had managed to get a small booth for tonight's auction and was ready to purchase the jade card to enter the immortal jade star. However, he might not have enough celestial coins. Ningqing immediately asked Zhishjun to go to the Celestial Immortal Street Speed Celestial Rest Stop and wait for him. At the same time, he scolded himself for being muddle-headed. A jade card to enter the immortal jade star definitely had a high price, yet he had forgotten to get Zhishjun some celestial coins. If one had to say the largest merchant house in the Eternal Heaven Starry Sky City, then it would definitely be the Eternal Heaven Merchant Hall. This was not a merchant house, but a hall. Even the most top-grade items could be sold here, without worrying about others not being able to afford the price. Similarly, if one wanted any weapon, as long as one could refine it, as long as one could afford it, this place could also help one obtain it. Those who could come to the Eternal Heaven Merchant Hall were definitely not rogue cultivators without money. Most of them were wealthy Starry Sky cultivators, or people with some background. Therefore, every guest who came here had a dedicated female cultivator to receive them. At this time, a man with a white face and a starry sky scarf walked in from the entrance of the Eternal Heaven Merchant Hall. The celestial wheels behind this man had completely integrated into one, and the celestial wheels no longer contained any impurities. Moreover, it even gave off a faint starry sky pressure. At a glance, anyone with a discerning eye would know that this was at least a powerhouse in the life and death realm. Senior, may I ask what help you need? The man had just walked into the hall when a pretty female cultivator greeted him with a smile. The man nodded and spoke with an expressionless voice. This emperor has a treasure to sell. Take this emperor to see your steward. Addressing himself as this emperor meant that he was a starry sky powerhouse in the eternal realm. In the face of such a powerhouse, ordinary cultivators would not even be able to speak properly. Yes, Heavenly Emperor, please come with me. Although this female cultivator spoke with a respectful tone, she did not show any subservience. From this, one could tell that many starry sky emperors came here. This man was obviously Ningqing in disguise. It would be difficult for others to obtain celestial wheels, but his mysterious yellow formless was formless and formless, which meant that he could simulate as many celestial wheels as he wanted. What he worried about the most was that if a starry sky emperor tried to oppress him with their imposing aura, it would truly be a disaster. The pretty female cultivator quickly led Ningqing upstairs and came to one of the rooms. Without waiting for her to speak, the restrictions on the room automatically opened. A middle-aged beautiful woman was sitting on a chair inside the room. When she saw Ningqing outside, she immediately stood up and spoke with a genial tone. Welcome to my Eternal Heaven Merchant Hall. Dao friend, please come in. Ningqing nodded and calmly walked in. What worried him did not happen. Although this middle-aged beautiful woman's cultivation did not seem low, she did not use any imposing aura to oppress him. After the pretty female cultivator brought Ningqing in, she quickly left. The middle-aged beautiful woman once again activated the restrictions on the door and took the initiative to pour a cup of tea for Ningqing. After asking Ningqing to sit down, she asked, Dao friend, what treasures do you have for sale? Ningqing still did not speak. Instead, he took out a jade box and placed it in front of the middle-aged beautiful woman before speaking. Dao friend, take a look for yourself. I obtained this by chance. The middle-aged beautiful woman picked up the jade box with a smile and casually opened it. However, she immediately closed the jade box again in shock. She even activated a few more restrictions on it before speaking up with a sharp glint in her eyes. Is this a time stone? Ning Cheng showed a slight smile and took a sip of the spiritual tea. Yes, this is a time stone. I want to sell this time stone. You can name a price. The beautiful woman's eyes showed some heat. However, this heat quickly subsided. She knew that although time stones were precious, a time stone could not help people touch the laws of time. Unfortunately, time stones were a special product of Striking Order Starry Skies. Moreover, even Striking Order Starry Skies Emperor could not obtain them often. During the opening of the Time Wilderness, Striking Order Starry Skies Emperor had obtained some time stones. However, he would never take them out. But now, a time stone had appeared in this place. Moreover, it was a time stone the size of an egg, which meant that it was priceless. How many do you have? The beautiful woman took in a deep breath and calmed herself down. Ning Cheng showed a faint smile and spoke. Dao friend must be joking. It's already a blessing to be able to obtain even one of these things. How could I have many of them? Does this Dao friend want to consign this time stone for auction or sell it directly to our Eternal Heaven Merchant Hall? The beautiful woman spoke while looking at Ning Cheng eagerly. She hoped that Ning Cheng would sell it directly to the Eternal Heaven Merchant Hall. Ning Cheng felt a little hesitant. Selling it directly would not fetch a high price, but it would be too risky to consign it for auction. If he consigned it for auction, he would have to wait for the other party to sell the time stone before coming back to collect the celestial coins. In case someone decided to take the risk for the time stone, what would he do then? Our Eternal Heaven Merchant Hall will be holding a big auction tonight. If you want to consign it for auction, then today would be a good time. The beautiful woman saw Ning Cheng hesitating and quickly explained. Ning Cheng made up his mind. He could make a fortune at any time, but now was not the time to take such risks. He immediately spoke up. I'll sell it now. How much do you want? How do you want us to pay for it? The beautiful woman, on hearing Ning Cheng say that he wanted to sell it now, her tone turned even calmer. However, she felt even more happy in her heart. In this way, the Eternal Heaven Merchant Hall could obtain the greatest benefits. I've never been here before. Can you give me an introduction? Ning Cheng did not want to fall into a trap again. The beautiful woman nodded. You can choose to exchange it for other things, or you can let us pay with perpetual moon pills. You can pay with perpetual moon pills? Ning Cheng asked in surprise. Why not use celestial coins? When the beautiful woman heard Ning Cheng's words, her eyes immediately lit up with eagerness. Dao friend, do you want celestial coins? Chapter 591. Fellow Taoist, if you want star coins. In Ning Cheng's view, Zixjun was a good friend. Without Zixjun, he would not have known about the immortal Jade Star, and would not have been able to save Qianghua. As for the Jade card to enter the immortal Jade Star, Zixjun must have been trying to find a way. However, his ability was indeed limited. Zixjun spoke up with some guilt. Brother Ning, I have participated in several auctions, but none of them succeeded in buying anything. This time, I specially raised some purple coins, but I'm afraid it's still not enough. I'm really sorry. Before heading to the auction, Ning Cheng had deliberately inquired about the exchange rate between perpetual moon pills and purple coins. When he realized that, in theory, 10,000 purple coins could be exchanged for a perpetual moon pill, but in reality, perpetual moon pills were extremely difficult to obtain, he realized that his 1 billion purple coins were just a fraction of what the other party threw out, something that the other party did not even care about. The number of auctions held by the Eternal Heaven Merchant Hall was truly innumerable. And this auction was only one of the countless times. In terms of scale, it could only be considered average. Because of the sudden appearance of the time stones, the auction suddenly upgraded. With so many almighty beings attending the auction, not only did the auction house remove some of the ordinary goods, but they also added many top-grade treasures. At this time, a pretty female cultivator in a tight-fitting cultivator robe walked onto the auction stage in the middle. This female cultivator had 6 celestial wheels behind her, indicating that she was at the peak of heaven's mandate realm. The Eternal Heaven Merchant Hall had a deep heritage. Even a random female cultivator, who came up for the auction, had a much higher cultivation than him. Ningqing knew that the price he quoted was too low, but he did not think that this beautiful woman would be so cunning. Everyone knew that this female cultivator's words were as hypocritical as they could get, but no one stood up and said anything. The Eternal Heaven Merchant Hall's strength was renowned throughout the entire grand culmination starry skies. Ordinary heavenly emperors were not qualified to compete against the Eternal Heaven Merchant Hall. Would they care about that? All they cared about was how much they could earn. It's just that the number of booths available for the auction was limited. If one did not have a booth to purchase a treasure like the Time Stone, then which ordinary cultivator would dare to buy it? Some reserved private rooms instantly became sought-after goods. Many people even sold their private rooms at 100 times the original price. After Dai Jia finished speaking, she raised the 2 starry sky rings and casually created a beautiful ring silhouette. Just as she had said, the starry sky bracelet was not only beautiful, but it was also a beautiful accessory. Deal. The beautiful woman did not even try to bargain, and immediately agreed to Ningqing's offer. At the same time, he raised his hand and put away Ningqing's time stone. He then took out a ring and handed it to Ningqing. This is what you need. When Ningqing heard the words of this beautiful woman, he immediately understood that this kind of treasure would not be measured in celestial coins. If he were to ask for star coins, he would definitely suffer a loss. Ningqing had just entered the venue, when many people came up to ask if there were any booths available, but Ningqing simply ignored them. He quickly found booth 391, opened the restrictions and entered. The first thing he did was to set up array formations and shielding restrictions in the booth. Moreover, he was sure that the person who obtained the time stone was definitely a rogue cultivator. If it was a cultivator from an ordinary sect or force, how could he be so stupid as to take out a time stone to sell? Even if it couldn't be used now, it would come in handy in the future. Unfortunately, although he was a heavenly emperor, he could only sit still within the Eternal Heaven Starry Sky City. These powerhouses from the major starry skies did not lack celestial coins. Not only did they have perpetual moon pills, but they also had a lot of permanent essence pills. This beautiful thing immediately attracted many people's bids, and most of them were female cultivators. 5 million perpetual moon pills, 1 billion purple coins. Ningqing knew that time stones were precious, but he did not know how much they could sell for. He simply raised the price high and let the other party bargain. Now let's officially enter the auction. The first treasure we want to sell today is a pair of Starry Skies rings. This is a defensive weapon, a high-grade Dao artifact. When the opponent attacks, it can form a stack of beautiful ring shadows. These ring shadows can not only defend but also weaken the opponent's domain. What's even more precious is that the Starry Skies rings are a beautiful bracelet that can be worn on one's wrist. For female cultivators, there is no better treasure than this. With a few hours left before the auction, Ningqing arrived outside the auction venue, which was already overcrowded with people. People everywhere were holding up signs to buy the auction booths, and the price was 100 times or even hundreds of times higher than the original price. Many thanks, Brother Ning. Brother Ning, please pay attention to your tracks when you go to the auction today. I heard that a time stone appeared in this auction. This time stone attracted many powerhouses to attend the auction. Zish Jun, on hearing Ningqing's words, no longer acted pretentiously. Ningqing showed a smile. It's all right. Just give me the auction booth, I'll go by myself. Ningqing closed his eyes and did not sweep out with his spiritual consciousness. When the immortal Jade Star was about to open, the Eternal Heaven Starry Sky City could be said to be filled with powerhouses like clouds. Any one of them could easily reach the Fate Realm. Senior Apprentice Sister Yi, do you want to go and have a look? Shi Qianghua understood Jing Yi's meaning. She wanted Sacred Master to take them to have a look. Ningqing grabbed the ring and casually swept it with his spiritual consciousness before nodding to the beautiful woman. He then turned around and quickly left the Eternal Heaven Merchant Hall. When Ningcheng disguised himself as an ordinary middle-aged man and arrived at the Speed Celestial rest stop, Zishjun had already been waiting for him for a long time. After the display, Daijia spoke up with a smile. Let's start the bidding for this pair of starry sky rings. The base price is 10 million purple coins. Those who bid with perpetual moon pills will have priority. The two chatted for a while and drank a few pots of spiritual wine before leaving the Speed Celestial rest stop. Jingyi quickly spoke up. Yes, you can go and talk to Sacred Master. Sacred Master likes you a lot. Maybe he would agree. The appearance of the time stone at the auction had caused a sensation in the Eternal Heaven Starry Sky City. But I feel guilty. I took Brother Ning's things, but I couldn't help you. Zishjun took out the jade card to enter the booth and handed it to Ningcheng with an embarrassed tone. If it were something else, Shi Qianghua would not have wanted to go there. However, the time stone was related to Ningcheng and related to some things that she did not understand. As such, she also wanted to go and have a look. She even wanted to know if Ningcheng had brought the time stone to the auction. Brother Zish, I was delayed by some things. Ningcheng entered the booth and activated the restrictions. A few hours passed by quickly. As Ningcheng swept out with his spiritual consciousness, he found that the entire auction venue was filled with people. A tyrannical spiritual consciousness swept through Ningcheng's spiritual consciousness, causing Ningcheng to feel secretly surprised. Fortunately, his booth not only had the auction house's shielding array formation, but also some array formations that he had arranged himself. Coupled with his disguise as a middle-aged man, there should not be any problems. Ningcheng did not wait for the beautiful woman to speak and waved his hand. I only want a few celestial coins. You can give me perpetual moon pills. As for the price, I can't estimate it accurately. You can talk about it, and I'll see if it's appropriate. In Eternal Heaven Starry Sky City's Striking Order Starry Sky, Striking Order Heavenly Emperor's face turned gloomy. He felt sure that someone had hidden the time stones when they came out of the time wilderness. Unfortunately, he could not find out who did it. Time stones. Shi Qianghua stood up in shock. She had 10 time stones on her, all of which were given to her by Ningcheng. She also knew that this kind of thing was very precious, but she did not dare to take it out. Even if she wanted to take it out, she had to first figure out the true relationship between her and Ningcheng. Sure enough, it did not take long for the array formation display in Ningcheng's booth to show a variety of information about the exchange booth. This made Ningcheng feel extremely grateful towards Zishjun. If not for Zishjun, he would not have been able to get a booth. A moment after Ningcheng left, the beautiful woman sent out several messages. In just a short incense stick worth of time, the entire Eternal Heaven Starry Sky City came to know about one thing. That is, a time stone would appear in the Eternal Heaven Merchant Hall's auction tonight. Many thanks, Sacred Master. Jingyi and Shi Qianghua quickly thanked her with a bow. Okay, 1 million perpetual moon pills, 500 million purple coins, how about it? The beautiful woman spoke in a straightforward manner, and quickly stated a price. Because of this, when the time stone appeared, it instantly caused a stir in the entire Eternal Heaven Starry Sky City. Some of the experts who had not planned to attend the auction immediately changed their minds, and decided to attend the auction. Now that the time stone appeared in the Eternal Heaven Starry Sky City, did it mean that Ningcheng had not fallen and had returned? She immediately recalled Ningcheng's words. I'm fine, you don't have to worry about me. Ningcheng smiled and patted Zishjun's shoulder. Brother Zish, you have helped me too much. After I arrived at Grand Culmination Starry Sky, you are the one who helped me the most. In the future, if Brother Zish needs any help from me, please don't hesitate to ask. The female cultivator gave a slight bow before speaking with a crisp voice. Friends, I am Daijia of the Eternal Heaven Merchant Hall. Welcome to my Eternal Heaven Merchant Hall for tonight's auction. Many powerhouses and heavenly emperors have come to attend this auction. You are my seniors and also my Eternal Heaven Merchant Hall's honored guests. My Eternal Heaven Merchant Hall does not have enough booths for all of you. I sincerely apologize. Junior Apprentice Sister Qiang, do you know what appeared in the Eternal Heaven Starry Sky City? Time stones. Sacred Master will definitely go there. As long as you are a cultivator in the Heaven's Mandate realm, No one would not want time stones. Jingyi deliberately came to the place where Shi Qianghua cultivated and told Shi Qianghua about it. Brother Zish, rest assured. Ningqing smiled. This was not the first time he attended an auction, not to mention that he was in a booth with a top-grade appearance-changing mask. Ningqing's gaze then fell on Shi Qianghua, and found that Shi Qianghua's eyes contained some longing. She placed her hand on the bidding board as if she wanted to bid, but was afraid of not having enough celestial coins. He immediately decided to buy this pair of starry sky rings for Shi Qianghua. Why did Qianghua come here? Ningqing soon saw Shi Qianghua. She and Jingyi sat next to the everlasting sacred shrine's sacred master. Apparently, they did not manage to get a booth. It seems that they did not intend to buy anything, as there were no restrictions placed on their seats. There are many people who want to snatch the time stones this time. Even if I go, the chances are not very high. However, I will still go. When the time comes, the auction will bring out the time stones for everyone to see. This thing contains the laws of time, so it would be beneficial to have a look at it. Since you two want to go, then come with me. Mi Hui's voice reached the ears of Shi Qianghua and Jingyi in time. 1 million perpetual moon pills. This was somewhat beyond Ningqing's expectations. He had obtained hundreds of thousands of perpetual moon pills from the pill pond. What did powerhouses need? Not low-level cultivation resources, not celestial coins, not ordinary weapons but top-grade things. What's the best? Of course, it was treasures that could help one perceive the power of laws. Chapter 592. 11 million. 12 million. 17 million purple coins. Ningqing had to say that the people bidding were too enthusiastic. Just as Ningqing was about to bid, the price suddenly rose to 20 million purple coins. Ningqing entered a bid of 30 million purple coins on the quotation screen, but before he could quote the price, a bid of 50 million suddenly appeared on the huge quotation screen. Dai Jia did not even speak before the previous bid, let alone add fuel to the fire. But now that the bid of 50 million appeared, it immediately aroused her interest and spoke up on the auction stage. Someone has already bid 50 million. Even if a male cultivator bought this pair of starry sky rings, it would be the best item to give to the woman he likes. 50 million going once. Is there any higher bid? The bid of 50 million indeed caused a moment of silence, but this silence was quickly broken by a new bid. The price on the bidding screen refreshed to 60 million. At this price, many of the female cultivators gave up on bidding. There were not many female cultivators as rich as junior apprentice Sister Yan. What's more, this price had already reached the upper limit of this pair of starry sky rings. Shi Qianghua also gave up on bidding. In other words, she did not even bid once before giving up. It stood to reason that she could afford this treasure. However, for some reason, she did not take out any perpetual moon pills. 60 million only paused for a moment before it reached 70 million, and then 80 million. Ningqing did not continue to wait, and directly bid 100 million purple coins. By this time, he had already convinced himself that he had been cheated when he bought the middle-grade Dao artifact mask. A friend bid 100 million. This is the VIP in booth 391. Dai Jia's words finally showed some excitement. Her voice had just finished when the price rose to 120 million. Ningqing did not hesitate to raise the price to 150 million purple coins. In the Eternal Heaven Starry Sky City, this price had already exceeded the price of a high-grade Dao artifact. If it were any other time, Ningqing would never have bought it. Not to mention that he was an artifact crafting master. Even if he could not craft this starry sky ring now, he would definitely be able to craft it in the future. But it was different now. It was Qianghua who wanted it. Ningqing felt more than just guilt towards Shi Qianghua. He truly liked Qianghua, coupled with the guilt he felt towards Qianghua. Even if he had to pay any price, as long as Shi Qianghua wanted it, he would be happy to do it. If the other party wanted to increase the price, Ningqing would even have to take out perpetual moon pills to buy this pair of starry sky rings. There were no fools here. Even if someone wanted to increase the price, Ningqing would not mind spending more than 150 million purple coins to buy a high-grade Dao artifact. 150 million going once. Is there anyone else who wants to bid? 150 million going twice. Congratulations to the friend in box 391 for getting the beautiful starry sky ring. With Daijia's third bid, the first auction finally came to an end. Ningqing managed to purchase this pair of starry sky bangles for 150 million. Ningqing took out 150 million purple coins and in just a few breaths, A placed a million purple coins. Ching carefully he put Ning he put it. He put. Star to put. Seeing the first item cause such a fierce battle, it also raised the interest of the rest of the cultivators in the auction venue. Everyone looked forward to the appearance of the time stones, while feeling the battle between these rich cultivators. Daijia smiled and raised a jade box again. This auction will be exciting. The second item for auction is called the Starry Sky Positional Ball. This Starry Sky Positional Ball not only locates most of the starry sky positions of our entire grand eternal heaven starry sky, but it also includes most of the starry sky positions of the Grand Demon Domain Starry Sky, the Grand Devil Domain Starry Sky, and the Grand Spirit Heaven Starry Sky. After Daijia finished, she opened the jade box and lifted one of the balls. Ningcheng's spiritual consciousness swept out and found that the ball was covered with a variety of bright spots, just like a vast planet. However, his spiritual consciousness could not penetrate it, indicating that this starry sky positional ball needed to be refined. When Ningcheng heard this, he immediately felt an urge to obtain it. This kind of thing was a treasure even more powerful than a semi-spirit artifact. At least in this part of the starry sky, he would not get lost. If he got lost in the starry sky, it was very likely that he would die. The starting price of the starry sky positional sphere is 10,000 perpetual moon pills. Each increment must not be lower than 1,000 perpetual moon pills. No purple coins. The bidding starts now. Daijia's words had just ended when a saw-like voice rang out, 100,000 perpetual moon pills. Ningcheng had some doubts in his heart, but what he was puzzled about was not the quotation of this person, but rather the quotation could be made through the quotation screen in front of him. So why did the other party want to quote it out loud? What made Ningcheng even more puzzled was that after this voice quoted the price, the entire auction house was completely silent. Not only did no new price appear on the large bidding screen, even the people in the auction house did not make any sound of discussion. Ningcheng, who originally wanted to quote 110,000 perpetual moon pills, abruptly took back his hand. He guessed that this matter was not as simple as it seemed. Sure enough, Daijia, who stood on the auction stage, spoke up with a smile. The VIP in booth forbid 100,000 perpetual moon pills. Is there a higher price? If there isn't, then the spatial positioning ball belongs to this friend here. Ningcheng could clearly see that Daijia's smile was a bit forced at this time. From this, it could be seen that she did not like this kind of bidding method. However, she did not have the ability to stop it. Ningcheng was glad that he did not quote a price. Otherwise he would have definitely offended an old ghost. These bastards relied on the fact that they had some cultivation. They were really too unkind. 120,000 perpetual moon pills. Another new price appeared on the huge price display screen. At this time, even Ningcheng wanted to know who this fellow who had eaten a tiger's courage was. 120,000 perpetual moon pills. Is there a higher price? A friend quoted 120,000 perpetual moon pills. As soon as this new price appeared, Daijia called out anxiously. Apparently, she was eager to see more and more people quoting. A cold snort arrived, causing Ningcheng to feel a jolt in his heart. And then the grinding sound appeared once again. 200,000 perpetual moon pills. Even a fool could tell that this voice sounded very dissatisfied. Fortunately, the fellow who quoted 120,000 perpetual moon pills finally understood that something was wrong, and did not continue to quote. Everyone knew that the person who quoted 120,000 perpetual moon pills had already offended someone. The VIP in booth forbid 200,000 perpetual moon pills. Is there a higher price? 200,000 perpetual moon pills going once. No matter how Daijia tried to entice people, no one dared to continue bidding above this price. Finally, the powerhouse in booth 4 bought the starry sky positioning ball. The third treasure is a top-grade material called Fire Cloud Buddhist Silk. The base price is 50 million purple coins. Each of the following treasures was a good thing, and there was even a real Starry Sky battleship. Although Ningqing really wanted this Starry Sky battleship, he held back. He did not have many perpetual moon pills. In addition to buying jade cards, he also had to keep some for cultivation. The next treasure is called Sky Treasure Silk. It is an artifact crafting material that can also help cultivators upgrade their flight-type weapons. When Dai Jia spoke the word Sky Treasure Silk, Ningqing's spirit instantly rose. Sky Treasure Silk was something he had always wanted. This place did not contain any traps, right? The base price of Sky Treasure Silk is 20 million purple coins. Perpetual moon pills have priority. The bidding starts now. As soon as Dai Jia's voice fell, Ningqing immediately entered 30 million purple coins. This thing, he had to get it. For him, this thing was not much worse than the jade card needed to enter the immortal jade star. After all, it was something that he could obtain in front of him. As for the immortal jade star, whether he could obtain any treasures after entering it would depend on his luck. 50 million. 80 million purple coins. When Ningqing bid 80 million, he knew that only one person would compete with him for this Sky Treasure Silk. From this, he could tell that this person was also in urgent need of this Sky Treasure Silk. 100 million purple coins. The other party might have become anxious and directly bid 100 million. Dai Jia once again turned enthusiastic and tried to persuade him with an enthusiastic tone. 100 million purple coins. Is there any higher bid? Sky Treasure Silk is not something that one can obtain casually. If you miss this opportunity, I don't know when you will get another one. The other party felt anxious, but Ningqing felt even more anxious. He knew that using purple coins in this situation would only lead to a dead end. In the end, the auction house would end up profiting. Even if the Sky Treasure Silk was precious, it should not be to this extent. 10,000 perpetual moon pills. Ningqing directly used perpetual moon pills to bid. In fact, in theory, 10,000 perpetual moon pills was about the same as 100 million purple coins. However, no one had ever used 10,000 perpetual moon pills to exchange for purple coins. It was an idiotic act. Fortunately, Dai Jia did not mention the lowest price increase, so he did not break the rules. Chapter 593. There was also another source, which was the extraction of it by almighty beings. Some Starry Skies powerhouses could extract perpetual moon pills from places rich in Starry Skies essence chi. This kind of extraction could be done using one's own celestial essence, or using top-grade weapons. A weapon that could extract perpetual moon pills definitely surpassed the existence of Dao artifacts. However, there was a drawback to the extraction process. That is, if the cultivator's celestial essence was not pure enough, the extracted perpetual moon pills would turn out to be inferior to naturally condensed perpetual moon pills. Moreover, it wasn't worth it to use his wealth and dou qi for a piece of Sky Treasure Silk. Regardless of whether the other party was framing him or not, Ningqing decided to give up. He was not a fool. There were no Sky Treasured Silk, so he waited a little longer. This kind of thing was not as precious as the time stones. He wasn't willing to pay several times the price for it. After Dai Jia said that, the restrictive arrays around the cultivator immediately dissipated. Everyone there saw the cultivator, who had randomly quoted a price. It was a round-faced teenager who did not look too old. Moreover, his cultivation was only at the celestial novice realm. Don't kill me, I'm looking for my uncle master. My uncle master and my master are both powerhouses. They will definitely repay the perpetual moon pills, woo-woo-woo. The teenager initially spoke with a sobbing tone, but when he reached the end, he unexpectedly started crying. There were only two sources for this kind of pill. One was that it was produced automatically in a specific environment. It was not unusual for cultivators to see pill pools, pill rivers, or even perpetual moon pills pill seas. The size of the perpetual moon pill was fixed according to the amount of Starry Sky essence, chi it contained after purification. If it was too much, it would crack, and if it was too little, it would continue to condense. Perhaps it was due to the fact that this cultivator was quite young that he showed some mercy. However, No matter how lenient he was, the other party would still have to take out the item. 11,000 perpetual moon pills. Sure enough, with Daijia's encouragement, someone increased the price. In an auction, one could use an item of equal value as collateral for the auction, but one had to say it in advance and wait for the auctioneer to appraise the item before bidding. This cultivator did not take out any items for the auction house to appraise. Instead, he directly quoted the price before saying those words. This was already a violation of the auction house's rules. Daijia had shown mercy by letting this cultivator take out his items as collateral. The cultivators in the venue didn't expect that such a small sky treasure silk could be auctioned off with such passion. Many people had come here to see the time stones, but none of them thought that there would be an appetizer in front of them. Now that this booth 391 was willing to help pay for the perpetual moon pills, it was simply incredible. It was rare to see such a good person who repaid evil with kindness. Wait, I'll pay for this perpetual moon pill for him. After Ning Cheng saw the round-faced teenager, he suddenly circulated his celestial essence and spoke out loudly. 31,000 perpetual moon pills. The price on the huge quotation screen added another 1,000 to Ning Cheng's price. I don't have any perpetual moon pills. I am willing to use other things as collateral. As the sobbing voice came out, everyone's eyes immediately turned to a seat in the corner. Within the starry skies, there was a medicinal pill even more precious than the perpetual moon pill called the permanent essence pill. However, the conditions for the formation of the permanent essence pill were even more stringent. Its cultivation effects were many times better than perpetual moon pills. However, within the grand culmination starry skies, permanent essence pills were still not a lot. Perhaps because this round-faced teenager was too young, or because this round-faced teenager said that his master and martial uncle were all powerhouses, Daijia unexpectedly agreed to Ning Cheng's words. Since this friend from booth 391 is willing to help pay for the perpetual moon pills, then my auction house will take the initiative to send the sky treasure silk to booth 391. I hope that similar situations do not occur again in the following auctions. Ning Cheng did not continue to increase the price. He felt that something was wrong. The other party increased the price by 1,000 perpetual moon pills each time. It stood to reason that anyone who could pay 31,000 perpetual moon pills was considered rich. However, this fellow did not even raise the price with purple coins in such a straightforward manner, right? At this time, a round-faced teenager sitting in the corner of the auction hall looked at the "Please pay 31,000 perpetual moon pills" on the seat in front of him with a pale face. Not to mention 31,000 perpetual moon pills, he did not even have a single perpetual moon pill on him. Although Daijia's words sounded calm, the murderous intent in her tone was unmistakable. However, Ning Cheng's impression of this Daijia immediately improved. In fact, even if he paid the perpetual moon pills, the sky treasure silk might not necessarily send it to him. Daijia sent the sky treasure silk to him, which was equivalent to doing him a favor. A sudden voice emerged. Disrupting the auction without any reason, kill without mercy. Then a giant hand suddenly stretched out. This giant hand contained a powerful oppressive aura, which even a cultivator in the celestial river realm would find it hard to breathe. From this, one could tell that this person was an expert in the life and death realm or above. From this, one could imagine that once this giant hand grasped him, this celestial novice cultivator would definitely turn into ashes. Who was this? How could he be so stupid? Using 20,000 perpetual moon pills to bid? With 20,000 perpetual moon pills, one could buy the sky treasure silk several times. Initially, someone had increased the price above 10,000 perpetual moon pills, which had already puzzled many people. But now, someone had directly increased the price to 20,000 perpetual moon pills. This friend, please pay the perpetual moon pills. Only after this transaction ends will we proceed with the next transaction. Please do not delay everyone's time. After 10 breaths, the sky treasure silk had not been traded. Daijia, the host of the auction, spoke up with some displeasure. The people in the auction venue felt shocked. The cultivator who said that he would help pay for the perpetual moon pills turned out to be from booth 391. This round-faced teenager had deliberately tried to assassinate the cultivator from booth 391 in order to compete with the cultivator from booth 391, which led to him not being able to pay for the perpetual moon pills, and ended up being crushed by the auction house. 20,000 perpetual moon pills. The moment the bid of 20,000 perpetual moon pills appeared on the big screen, not to mention Dai Jia, even the cultivators in the auction hall felt shocked. Cold sweat trickled down the side of the round-faced teenager's face. He knew that if he could not pay the price after bidding here, it would be equivalent to provoking the auction house, and would result in immediate death. 20,000 perpetual moon pills. The friend from booth 391 has bid 20,000. Daijia's voice turned even more crisp. Moreover, this thing could also be used to power Starry Sky battleships and various technological weapons. It also had a much better effect compared to ordinary Starry Sky crystals. To put it bluntly, perpetual moon pills were purified Starry Sky crystals with very few or no impurities. I'm sorry, I don't have enough collateral on me right now. I'm willing to write down a loan agreement. As long as I can find my uncle master, I can pay you back in double. The round-faced teenager apparently understood the seriousness of the matter, and spoke in a sobbing tone. Ning Cheng snorted. He had to obtain the Sky Treasure Silk at all costs. Although the Sky Treasure Silk could be bought elsewhere, something like the twin wings of the heavenly clouds, the sooner he could upgrade it, the better it would be. This was a matter related to his life. When Dai Jia heard this, her face immediately turned cold. Okay, but report what you want to pledge and see if it is sufficient. Hearing someone bid with perpetual moon pills, Dai Jia's voice instantly rose, and her tone turned even more flirtatious. She did not care about the difference between 10,000 perpetual moon pills and 100 million purple coins. In theory, there was no problem in raising the price. She directly spoke up. A friend has bid 10,000 perpetual moon pills. Is there any higher bid? If there is no higher bid, then this Sky Treasure Silk will belong to this friend. Perpetual moon pills can be obtained frequently, but Sky Treasure Silk is not. Because he was not sitting in a booth, he did not have a booth number. Now that he spoke, the others naturally knew his position. He felt angry at Ning Cheng for bidding against him with perpetual moon pills, and wanted to force Ning Cheng to put up more perpetual moon pills. As long as Ning Cheng increased his bid again, he would stop bidding. However, he did not expect that the fellow who bid against him would suddenly stop bidding. What could he do? 30,000 perpetual moon pills. Ning Cheng once again added 9,000 perpetual moon pills. He did not believe that someone would be as willing as him. He was preparing for his upcoming trip to the immortal Jade Star. Did this fellow think the same as him? When 10,000 perpetual moon pills was reported, the discussions in the hall turned silent for a moment. Although 10,000 perpetual moon pills was not a lot, few people would use perpetual moon pills to purchase a raw material like the Sky Treasure Silk. Perpetual moon pills were generally used by powerhouses to purchase top-grade treasures. Ordinary cultivators, after obtaining perpetual moon pills, would rarely take them out for exchange. Most of them would be used for cultivation. More importantly, the Sky Treasure Silk was not worth this price. Ning Cheng did not hesitate to input 20,000 perpetual moon pills. He wanted to scare away this fellow who increased the price. The price stopped at 31,000 perpetual moon pills, while Dai Jia still shouted, 31,000 perpetual moon pills going twice. Is there anyone else who wants to increase the price? If there is no increase, then the Sky Treasure Silk will belong to this friend. 31,000 perpetual moon pills going thrice. Congratulations to this friend for obtaining the Sky Treasure Silk. The cultivators in the auction hall sucked in a breath of cold air. Being rich truly was good. If you wanted something, you could casually increase the price without thinking about anything else. 31,000 perpetual moon pills for the Sky Treasure Silk. Was this fellow crazy? Or was he crazy? The round-faced teenager also felt a little stunned, and even stopped crying. He did not expect that there would be someone who would return evil with good. Perpetual moon pills were different from other medicinal pills. Rather than saying it was a medicinal pill, it was more of a cultivation resource. Cultivators did not use a pill furnace to refine it. but rather the purification and crystallization of starry sky essence qi. It was at least 100 times better than cultivating with starry sky essence qi. Dai Jia excitedly shouted. A friend bid 31,000 perpetual moon pills. 31,000. Is there any higher price? If there is no higher price, then the sky treasure silk, a precious material for upgrading a flight-type weapon, will belong to this friend. The moment Dai Jia spoke those words, some people in the auction hall immediately guessed that this was a malicious bid. The person who increased the price had bid 31,000 perpetual moon pills, but his opponent did not increase the price. This was akin to picking up a stone and smashing it on one's own feet. 21,000 perpetual moon pills. What made Ningqing angry was that even after he increased the price to 20,000 perpetual moon pills, the fellow who opposed him still increased the price. Dai Jia gave a cold snort and did not speak anymore. Some of the cultivators in the auction hall with lower cultivation felt even more frightened. Causing trouble in this place, this fellow truly wanted to die. Chapter 594. Ningqing was not a good person. As such, when he saw this round-faced teenager, he immediately knew that this person definitely had a relationship with Tsang Wei. Because of the obvious aura mark left behind by Tsang Wei on his body, as long as someone knew Tsang Wei, they would be able to see it at a glance. Putting away the sky treasure silk, Ningqing knew that even if he wanted to find this round-faced youth, he would have to wait until the end of the auction. Although the one who was almost killed a moment ago was not Ningqing, but he still felt a lot of urgency in his heart. Without strength, it was true that others could kill him as they wished. If it were an eternal-level expert who could not take out the perpetual moon pills after the bid, even if the auction house felt dissatisfied, they would not have killed him directly. From the looks of it, he would have to use less of the perpetual moon pills. After entering the immortal Jade Star, he would have to find a way to advance to the Celestial Bridge realm, and use these perpetual moon pills for cultivation in the future. If he couldn't even protect his own life, what else was there to talk about? A smile returned to Dai Jia's face as she continued to raise the jade box in her hand and said, "There was some unpleasantness in the venue just now. Now let's continue the auction." The next item for auction is a fire-attributed origin crystal. The fire essence crystal was a great attraction for fire-type cultivators. When Dai Jia mentioned the fire essence crystal, many fervent gazes fell upon the auction stage. Ningqing was not interested in these things, and simply closed his eyes to rest. After the fire origin realm, another dozen or so decent items appeared. Because of the matter with the sky treasure silk, Ningqing had almost exposed his face, so he simply ignored it. A few hours passed by quietly. Just when many of the cultivators started to feel a little impatient, Dai Jia suddenly raised her voice. "Friends, please pay attention. The next item to be auctioned will be the most eye-catching treasure in this auction, the time stone." Following Dai Jia's words, the entire auction house was once again ignited. Many of the cultivators who came here specifically for the time stones. Even if he couldn't buy this thing, he could at least feel the laws of time contained within the time stone. Unlike the other auction items, this time, a female cultivator came over carrying a tray with a jade box on top of it. Dai Jia raised the jade box in her hand and spoke. "Distinguished guests, according to our auction house's usual practice, everyone will be allowed to admire the time stones for 10 breaths before the auction begins." A burst of applause erupted. Apparently, everyone wanted to see the time stone. The main reason why so many supreme beings had come to this auction was because of the time stone. At this moment, everyone's eyes widened as they focused their divine senses on Dai Jia's hand. Dai Jia opened the jade box, and the flow of time instantly filled everyone's mind. A dark gray stone lay in the jade box. The flow of time on this stone made it impossible for one's spiritual consciousness to stop. In just 10 breaths of time, Dai Jia closed the jade box and the flow of time disappeared. Everyone could only close their eyes and continue comprehending. Unfortunately, no matter how talented one was, one couldn't come into contact with the laws of time in just a short span of 10 breaths with just a glance at this time stone, which only had a superficial understanding of the laws of time. It's really good stuff. Even the cultivators who came here without buying anything felt that the trip was not in vain. Mi Hui also sighed. It is indeed a good thing, but it's a pity. Shi Qianghua and Jing Yi, who were sitting next to her, understood the meaning of the sacred mistress. This kind of thing, even the sacred mistress could not obtain it. It was not a matter of whether one could afford it or not. However, there was no way to fix the price of this thing. 10,000 perpetual moon pills would not be too little. And even 100 million perpetual moon pills would not be too much. It just depended on how this thing worked for you. Even if many people had 100 million perpetual moon pills, they would not use all of them to buy this time stone. If one could really comprehend the laws of time, even if it cost 10 billion perpetual moon pills, someone would still find a way to buy it. However, it was almost impossible to comprehend the laws of time with just a time stone. Because it was impossible, others would have some scruples when bidding for it. When Shi Qianghua heard the sacred mistress's sigh, she thought of the 10 time stones on her, and even wondered if she should give one to the sacred mistress. However, she immediately gave up on the idea. Take Uncle Master Mi Chun, for example. The sacred mistress had looked for Uncle Master Mi Chun to ask Uncle Master Mi Chun for help. Now that Uncle Master Mi Chun had fallen, the sacred mistress had no intention of avenging Uncle Master Mi Chun. She didn't even feel sad about it. From this, one could see that in the heart of the sacred mistress, everything else was secondary. Perhaps only the everlasting sacred shrine was the most important. Although she was a sacred lady, she had not been favored to the point that the sacred mistress would abandon the interests of her sect and herself. Once the sacred mistress learned that she had 10 time stones, she would definitely hand them over. It was not that she did not want to hand them over, but that these time stones did not belong to her at all. She could not even figure out her current relationship with Ningcheng. Moreover, she felt that she owed Ningcheng a lot. Dai Jia placed the jade box on the table in front of her and spoke with a smile. Everyone has seen the time stone just now. It is a treasure that can help one comprehend the laws of time. I believe that many seniors have a deeper understanding of the laws than me. Instead of explaining it to me, it is better to let everyone take it back and comprehend it for themselves. The starting price for this time stone is 5 million perpetual moon pills. Each bid must not be lower than 100,000. No purple coins. The bidding starts now. 5 million perpetual moon pills. Almost at the same time as Dai Jia spoke, a price appeared on the huge bidding screen. 7 million perpetual moon pills. The price refreshed in an instant. Ningqing gave out a sigh. He knew that he had suffered a huge loss. However, he had no other choice. He did not dare to put the time stone up for auction here. Although he knew that it was a huge loss, he had no choice but to accept it. 6 million perpetual moon pills. 5 million perpetual moon pills. 10 million perpetual moon pills. In just a short time, the price of the time stone soared to 10 million perpetual moon pills. After reaching this price, the number of people bidding decreased, and the increase in the price also became much smaller. In the end, the time stone was bought by Booth 3 for 13 million perpetual moon pills. Ningqing could not help but sigh in his heart. It truly was a big profit. He had only obtained 1/3 of this time stone, while the other 2/3 had already been taken away by the auction house. Ningqing really wanted to take out 1 or 2 more time stones in exchange for perpetual moon pills. However, he did not dare to do so. Moreover, he also wanted to keep his time stone. In the future, when Luofei wanted to comprehend the laws of time, he could give his time stone to Luofei. The auction of the time stone finally came to an end. As the auction neared its end, many cultivators started to leave the venue. Ningqing did not move. He did not come here for the time stone. He came here for the jade card to enter the immortal jade star. Ningcheng's spiritual consciousness swept out and found that Shi Qianghua, Jing Yi, and the Taoist priestess had all left the auction house. Even the round-faced youth, whom he had helped a while ago, had also left. Needless to say, the cultivators who remained at the scene were the same as him. They all came here for the jade card. Sure enough, Dai Jia took out a jade card and spoke. This is the last auction item, the jade card to enter the immortal jade star. The base price is 10,000 perpetual moon pills, and each increment must not be lower than 1,000 perpetual moon pills. No purple coins. The bidding starts now. Didn't you used to accept purple coins? Why don't you accept them now? That's right, we used to accept purple coins. If we don't accept purple coins, what are we going to use to bid? After Dai Jia said that purple coins would not be accepted, all kinds of panic discussions broke out. Apparently, many cultivators did not expect such a rule. Dai Jia stood on the auction stage and spoke up in a calm voice. Friends, because our auction house does not have many jade cards to enter the immortal jade star, we won't say anything about other merchant houses, but from now on, all the jade cards from my Eternal Heaven Merchant Hall for the immortal jade star will be auctioned using perpetual moon pills. Most of the people who came here to buy jade cards from the immortal jade star were celestial scryer cultivators. Moreover, many of them came from other starry skies. They had already seen the might of the auction house a moment ago. Therefore, although they felt extremely dissatisfied, they had no choice but to suppress it. 15,000 perpetual moon pills. Ningcheng immediately quoted a price. He did not want to waste time. He wanted to immediately go out and find that round-faced youth. 20,000 perpetual moon pills. 30,000 perpetual moon pills. 70,000 perpetual moon pills. Ningcheng looked at the price on the bidding screen in surprise. He had initially thought that 15,000 was already a high price. He did not expect that the competition for the immortal jade star's jade cards would turn out to be so intense. If purple coins were used, it would be close to 1 billion purple coins. No wonder Zhishjun could not afford it. Even if Zhishjun had a powerful background, it would be difficult for him to afford such a price. 100,000 perpetual moon pills. Ningcheng directly raised the price from 70,000 to 100,000. Sure enough, after Ningcheng quoted this price, no one increased the price for a while. In the end, Ningcheng took away the immortal jade star's jade card without any dispute. Chapter 595. Leaving the auction house, Ningcheng swept out with his spiritual consciousness, but to his disappointment, the round-faced teenager had already left. However, as long as the round-faced teenager was in the Eternal Heaven Starry Sky City, Ningcheng believed that he could ask Zhishjun to help him find him. Obtaining the jade card was a major event for Ningcheng. Coupled with the sky treasure silk, his twin wings of the heavenly clouds could advance by another level. The only regret was that the celestial river flame could not be upgraded. Blood River Mountain Fortune Telling. Blood River Mountain Fortune Telling. Ningcheng had not yet reached the celestial immortal world when he heard the voice of a fortune teller. He looked up and saw the round-faced teenager. This teenager was carrying a signboard with the words Blood River Mountain Fortune Telling and was shouting on the street. The words Blood River Mountain Fortune Telling made Ningcheng certain that this teenager was sent by elder brother Songwei to find him. This kid could not find him, so he went around shouting Blood River Mountain Fortune Telling, which meant that the bottom of the Blood River Mountain was the place where Songwei was trapped. But what made him wonder was how Songwei knew that he was here. Ningcheng walked up and patted the round-faced teenager on the shoulder. "Senior, do you want to have your fortune told?" The round-faced teenager quickly showed a flattering smile. "Less nonsense, did elder brother Songwei send you?" Ningcheng snorted. The round-faced teenager immediately cried out in surprise. "You must be Uncle Master Ning. My master said that no one would know me except for Uncle Master Ning." "Uncle Master Ning, how did you change your appearance so much that I can't recognize you?" Ningcheng once again slapped the head of this round-faced teenager and spoke. "Did I used to be familiar with you? Don't talk nonsense, just come with me." This bastard made him spend tens of thousands of perpetual moon pills, which made Ningcheng very unhappy. Looking at this kid's age, he felt that his courage could cover the sky. What did it have to do with him if others spent more perpetual moon pills? Only a fellow with a hairless mouth would use this kind of method to cheat people. "Yes, Uncle Master." The round-faced teenager put away the signboard and followed Ningcheng into the Baichi artifact crafting store. After Ningcheng entered the store, he did not see Xinyan. Ningcheng brought the round-faced teenager to the second floor and activated the restriction before asking, "Where is elder brother Songwei? How did he know that I was here? He even asked you to come and look for me. The round-faced youth quickly took out a crystal ball and handed it to Ningcheng. This is what Master asked me to leave with you. After you open the restriction, you will find the image of Master's spiritual sense. Master wants me to follow martial uncle to roam the world. Why would such a troublemaker follow behind him? How much trouble would he have to face in the future? What is your name? Ningcheng put away the crystal ball and asked. The round-faced youth quickly said, My name is Jian Jiao. My master always calls me Cheap Jiao. Actually, I'm Jian from Sword Chi. Not waiting for Jian Jiao to finish, Ningcheng interrupted him. Your master is right. From now on, you will be called Cheap Jiao. Oh, Jian Jiao drooped his head again. He found that there was not much difference between staying with his martial uncle and staying with his master. You go down and stand at the counter. I'll have a few words with your master before I come down. Ningcheng motioned to the round-faced youth to go down first. Oh. The round-faced youth looked very honest at this moment. However, Ningcheng absolutely did not believe that he was honest. An honest fellow would not have caused such a big mess at the auction house. If not for the auction house not caring about it and not wanting to kill anyone, this kid would have already lost 10 lives. Maybe it would have even implicated him. Ningcheng waited for the round-faced youth to go downstairs before taking out the crystal ball and opening the restriction within it. Song Wei's image emerged. Brother Ning, I guess that you would arrive at Grand Culmination Starry Sky within 100 years. I didn't expect that you would arrive at Grand Culmination Starry Sky in less than 100 years. Haha, I really didn't read it wrong. Ningcheng knew that this was a trace of Song Wei's spiritual sense and quickly stood up and called out. Elder brother Tsang, where are you? I'll come find you once I'm done here. Song Wei smiled. No, I'm no longer in this part of the starry sky. I'll take my leave first, and I believe that you will soon be able to fight alongside me. From now on, let's address each other as senior apprentice brother. I'll call you junior apprentice brother Ning. Of course, where is senior apprentice brother going? Ningcheng asked in confusion. Let's talk about it later. I asked Little Pepper to come here because Little Pepper has no place to go after I leave. I have received a great favor from Little Pepper's mother, so you can help me take care of him for a few years. As long as he reaches the Celestial Bridge realm, you can let him go out on his own. Ningcheng nodded. Senior apprentice brother can rest assured. Leave Little Pepper to me. What I find strange is, how did senior apprentice brother know that I'm in Eternal Heaven Starry Sky City? Song Wei's image's expression turned solemn. Junior apprentice brother, this is what I wanted to remind you of. I know that you are in Eternal Heaven Starry Sky City, or that you are about to come to Eternal Heaven Starry Sky City, because of the sudden appearance of the immortal Jade Star. The immortal Jade Star contains a kind of origin. Generally, the origin would appear because it sensed the aura of a good fortune treasure. This kind of heavenly Tao response is something that no one can explain. I know that you have the good fortune mysterious yellow bead, and the mysterious yellow bead requires 5 kinds of origins to form a world. Moreover, the mysterious yellow bead has already recognized you as its master, which means that the appearance of the immortal Jade Star's origin must have something to do with the mysterious yellow bead. That's why I guessed that you would come to Eternal Heaven Starry Sky City, or at least come to Eternal Heaven Starry Sky City. Senior apprentice brother Tsang, I also thought about it. Is it because the good fortune treasure recognized me as its master that I would be able to obtain the origin of the immortal Jade Star? Ningcheng had thought about this issue before, but he was not sure about it. Now that Song Wei spoke about it, he immediately asked about it. Song Wei spoke up in a more serious tone. This is what I wanted to tell you. Although the origin appeared because of your good fortune treasure, this origin does not necessarily belong to you. If you are not careful, the origin would end up in someone else's hands. If it was just the origin being taken away by someone else, it would not be a big deal. What I fear the most is that you would fall into the schemes of those old ghosts. Alas, it would be difficult for me to restore my strength in this place. Otherwise, I would have already gone to refine the immortal Jade Star for you. The immortal Jade Star has already been sealed off by some eternal level cultivators. Moreover, my cultivation has fallen too much. Even if I went there, it would be useless. I'm just a celestial scryer cultivator. Even if I obtained a treasure, I would just throw it into the mysterious yellow bead. Eternal level cultivators would not find it easily, right? Ningqing asked in doubt. Songwei sneered. Then tell me, why did several Grand Starry Skies cultivators seal off the immortal jade star with an array formation? Not only is it sealed off, but only celestial scryer cultivators are allowed to enter? Ningqing had heard Xinyan talk about this issue. Xinyan had initially said that it was because these powerhouses feared that the immortal jade star would explode during the fight for it, causing the treasure to escape. Now that Songwei asked this question again, Ningqing combined it with Songwei's previous words and immediately sobered up. Senior apprentice brother, you mean? Songwei, on seeing Ningqing understand, nodded. That's right. Since I know that the origin appeared, it is because someone with a good fortune treasure came here. Can you guarantee that no one else knows about it? Although this side of the world is ordinary, it still has some knowledgeable cultivators. Once someone learns about this, it would mean that the immortal jade star is a conspiracy. Once you obtain the origin, they would then lock onto you. As for the experts of these grand starry skies, what they really want is not the origin, but you, the person with the good fortune treasure. Not to mention that you still have a celestial scryer cultivation. Even if you advance to the eternal realm, under the siege of so many powerhouses, how many chances would you have? Ningqing broke out in a cold sweat and quickly bowed. Many thanks for senior apprentice brother's reminder. Otherwise, I would not have known about it. Do you still plan to go to the immortal jade star? Songwei looked at Ningqing and asked. Ningqing showed a smile. Naturally. Now that something has appeared, if I don't fight for it, it would mean that I am incompetent. Even if it is a good fortune treasure, it would not recognize an incompetent person as its master. Songwei spoke up in appreciation. You're right, a coward does not deserve a good fortune treasure. However, you don't have to worry about it. Once you gather all 5 elements of the origin, it would be difficult for others to take away your good fortune treasure. At that time, you would be the one in control of your world, unlike now, where you can only attach yourself to your world. I can't help you with the immortal jade star. If I help you, it would only end up harming you and attracting the attention of others. You can only rely on yourself. Also, remember my words. In the future, after you rush out of this starry sky, you can truly exist. Senior apprentice brother, what do you mean? Ningqing quickly asked. Songwei spoke up in a deep voice. This is what I wanted to tell you before I left. You asked me where I wanted to go. The eternal realm of this starry sky is just an arrogant name for a realm. The chaotic universe contains countless positional starry skies. However, even if one cultivates to the extreme in these positional starry skies, one cannot truly achieve eternity. Senior apprentice brother, I heard that the lifespan of an eternal realm cultivator is endless. Before Ningqing could finish, Songwei interrupted him. Eternal realm cultivators have endless lifespan? Even when I was at my peak, I could not say that my lifespan was endless. As for cultivators in the eternal realm, if I were at my peak, I could easily pinch them to death. Even if I restored my cultivation and returned to my peak, I would still be just a small creature in this starry sky. Ningqing knew that Songwei was powerful, but he did not expect him to be this powerful. According to senior apprentice brother Songwei's words, his starry sky cultivation journey had just begun. Songwei's voice sounded a bit distant. After countless years of pursuit and exploration, I finally found out that after cultivating to the extreme in this universe, there is a new realm. Only by opening this new realm can one achieve eternity, can one achieve true immortality. However, my cultivation is limited, and I was not willing to slowly fall like this. I looked around for opportunities and finally learned that there is a talisman in this world. This talisman can take me to a place that gives me a better chance to approach the peak in eternity. I found this talisman, but how many people like me are there? They are also looking for true eternity. Finally, I obtained this talisman, but I almost died. Junior apprentice brother, you saved my life. Junior apprentice brother, you should know why I did not snatch your mysterious yellow bead, right? Saving your life is equivalent to giving you a new lease on life. Me snatching your mysterious yellow bead is contrary to my great Tao. I did not misjudge you. You are a brother worth making. If replaced by an unrelated cultivator, I would have already snatched the mysterious yellow bead. Ningqing sucked in a breath of cold air. Back at the bottom of the Blood River Mountains, he had almost walked through the gates of hell. From the looks of it, one's own strength was the true strength. Chapter 596. Seemingly seeing through Ningqing's thoughts, Song Wei showed a slight smile. Junior apprentice brother, in my heart, you and I are like brothers. What's more, I prefer my own treasures. Although they are not good fortune treasures, they are not bad either. You should cultivate well, and strive to grasp your destiny in your own hands one day. Senior apprentice brother, you just said that after cultivating to the extreme in this universe, there is a new realm. Only by opening this new realm can one attain eternity and become truly immortal. What realm is this realm? Ningqing asked. Song Wei patted Ningqing's shoulder with his phantom hand and smiled. I spent millions of years to figure out this truth. Now I will tell you. Perhaps you are the youngest cultivator in this universe to know about this realm. Please enlighten me, senior apprentice brother. Ningqing suddenly felt a desire in his heart. He longed to be like Song Wei, to rush through the starry sky universe, to find that side of the world, to find that dream. Song Wei slowly spoke. I don't know what that world is, but I know that to go to that world, you must open a door. Only when your cultivation reaches a certain level would you be able to sense that door, and only then would you be able to push it open. That door is called the Gate of Good Fortune. The Gate of Good Fortune? Senior apprentice brother, did you use the heaven-opening talisman to open the Gate of Good Fortune? No, I heard that the heaven-opening talisman opens a positional plane closest to the Gate of Good Fortune. Only in this positional plane can I have a chance to touch the Gate of Good Fortune. Even if it was just a phantom, after Song Wei finished speaking his eyes turned fiery. Junior apprentice brother, I have been waiting for countless years, and I can't wait any longer. Therefore I want to go first. I want to grasp my destiny in my own hands. I will wait for you, and in the future, we brothers will blast open the Gate of Good Fortune together. After Song Wei finished this sentence, the phantom gradually faded away. Ningqing's heart felt like it was burning with a fire. Originally, the eternal realm was his ultimate goal, but now he realized that the eternal realm was not even worth mentioning in the vast universe. Senior apprentice brother, you go first. In the future, I will definitely come and fight alongside you to open the Gate of Good Fortune. Ningqing spoke up. From today onwards he had a clear goal. Once he transformed his mysterious yellow bead into a world of its own, he would then bring Qianghua, Luofei and his little sister out of the shackles of this starry sky, to pursue true eternity, to search for that Gate of Good Fortune. It would have been fine if he did not know about the existence of cultivation. However, now that he knew that there were cultivators in the starry skies, it meant that there was a path of cultivation. Then he would pursue the highest realm, and walk the path of the strongest. Ningqing put away the crystal ball, and was just about to call Jianjiao up, when he saw Xinyan coming back and asking Jianjiao some questions. Senior apprentice brother Ning, why is he here? Seeing Ningqing come down, junior apprentice sister Yan pointed at Jianjiao and asked in a tired tone. The professional smile on her face had also disappeared without a trace. Sister, my name is Jianjiao. Treasure sword means sword, not cheap means cheap. Not waiting for Ningqing to speak, Jianjiao quickly spoke up in front of him. Xin Yan's expression was ugly. I know you. Aren't you the audacious guy who was almost crushed to death today? What I'm asking is, why are you here in our shop? Ah, sister, did you also go to the auction? Jianjiao completely forgot about the matter of him almost being crushed to death and spoke up in a surprised tone. I was too greedy. I almost succeeded. As long as I didn't bid 31,000 perpetual moon pills, I would have cheated that guy. Xin Yan not only did not smile, but also showed a cold expression. You already succeeded. Didn't you cheat that guy for 31,000 perpetual moon pills? If it weren't for that guy, you would have already turned to ashes. Our Baichi artifact crafting store does not welcome people like you. Get out. This was the first time Ningcheng had seen junior apprentice Sister Yin so angry. He was just about to speak when Jianjiao lowered his head and spoke. I'm sorry, sister. I know I was wrong. I regret it now. I shouldn't have cheated that person. He is my benefactor. I just heard that my uncle master has the twin wings of the heavenly clouds, so I wanted to buy the sky treasure silk for my uncle master as a greeting gift. Ningqing did not know whether to laugh or cry. In the end, this fellow bought the sky treasure silk for him. If he had known this earlier, he would not have competed in the first place. Who is your uncle master? Xinyan did not have a good impression of this round-faced teenager. Jianjiao quickly pointed to Ningcheng and spoke. My uncle master is your senior apprentice brother. From now on, we are a family. Xinyan looked at Ningcheng in amazement. Senior apprentice brother, I didn't expect you to have the twin wings of the heavenly clouds. Ningcheng slapped Jianjiao's head and spoke. Go to the side. No one will think you are a mute if you don't speak. Yes. Jianjiao walked to the side and sat down. He did not know why this uncle master Ning did not like him. After Jianjiao walked away, Xinyan spoke to Ningcheng apologetically. Senior apprentice brother, I did not buy the fire origin crystals today. The price was too high. Did you go to the auction venue? Ningcheng asked. He clearly did not see Xinyan there. But then he remembered what was going on. Since his cheap master had given him a good mask, then he must have also given one to Xinyan. Yes, I changed my appearance. Xinyan spoke in a depressed tone. Ningcheng was about to say that he wanted to help, but could not participate in the artifact crafting competition for various reasons. However, when the words reached his mouth, he suddenly swallowed them back. He recalled what Song Wei had said to him. If what Song Wei said was true, then every cultivator who entered the immortal Jade Star would be scrutinized by others using their spiritual consciousness. If that was the case, wouldn't someone be able to see that he possessed the mysterious yellow bead? Instead of entering the immortal Jade Star and being seen through by a bunch of eternal-level experts, he might as well go to the artifact crafting competition and see if eternal-level cultivators could sense his mysterious yellow bead. If they could sense it here, then why would he even bother going to the immortal Jade Star? When Song Wei left, he did not even have the time to ask about it. It was a mistake, a huge mistake. Junior apprentice Sister Yin, do you have a top-grade escape talisman? You know, I told you that I had offended an expert. If he also went to the artifact crafting competition, I would immediately escape. Ningcheng asked with some embarrassment. He felt a little embarrassed. It was tantamount to using junior apprentice Sister Yin. Ningcheng thought that facing a few eternal-level experts was better than facing a group of eternal-level experts. Moreover, it was impossible for a group of eternal-level experts to go to the artifact crafting competition, right? Ningcheng did not know if his cheap master, Zhongli Baiqi, had noticed that he possessed the mysterious yellow bead. Moreover, he also did not know about Zhongli Baiqi's cultivation. Jianjiao quickly called out from the side. Uncle Master, I have an escape talisman here. Master asked me to bring it to you. Master said that you might have a use for it this time. Ningcheng felt overjoyed on hearing Jianjiao's words. Then why haven't you taken it out yet? Jianjiao quickly took out a jade box from his ring and handed it to Ningcheng. Ningcheng opened it and saw a Dao charm flowing around it. How was this a talisman? This was something beyond a Dao artifact. What kind of talisman is this? Xinyan looked at the escape talisman in Ningcheng's hand and spoke with a trembling voice. To be honest, she felt shocked by this talisman. Jianjiao spoke up with pride. Master said that this is a breaking boundary talisman, crafted by an artifact crafting grandmaster Fu Lai. It definitely is a good thing and would definitely help Uncle Master. Breaking boundary talisman. Xinyan stared at the jade box in Ningcheng's hand in shock. There were many kinds of breaking boundary talismans, but the one in Ningcheng's hand was undoubtedly of a very high grade. Ningcheng quickly closed the jade box and put it away. Although he felt happy in his heart, he also felt a little unhappy. Song Wei had brought something to him, but this kid did not take it out immediately. Otherwise, he would not have said those words just now. Now even if he wanted to change his words, it would not be easy. He couldn't just say that he had an escape talisman to participate in the artifact crafting competition. Now that he had an escape talisman, he did not want to participate in the artifact crafting competition. Senior apprentice brother, this escape talisman, as long as you can activate it in time, even an eternal level expert would not be able to catch you. Did you agree to participate in the artifact crafting competition with me? Xinyan instantly forgot about the escape talisman and asked Ningcheng with excitement. Ningcheng sighed helplessly. Yes, I plan to participate in the artifact crafting competition with you. Thank you, senior apprentice brother. Thank you so much. Xinyan was so excited that she almost grabbed Ningcheng's hand. Obviously, her feelings for the Baiqi artifact crafting store were much deeper than Ningcheng's. Ningcheng asked junior apprentice sister Yan to arrange Jian Jiao's accommodation while he returned upstairs. The first thing he did was to upgrade the twin wings of the heavenly clouds. This time, going to the immortal Jade Star, he would be carrying his head in his hands. He had to find a good way to escape. With the breaking boundary escape talisman, the twin wings of the heavenly clouds could once again upgrade to 5 pairs of multicolored lights. The sky treasure silk was a faintly discernible light-colored silk thread. As soon as Ningcheng took out the sky treasure silk and the twin wings of the heavenly clouds, the twin wings of the heavenly clouds trembled slightly. From this, it could be seen that the twin wings of the heavenly clouds also knew that the sky treasure silk was a treasure for its upgrade. With the help of the celestial river flame, the sky treasure silk easily merged with the twin wings of the heavenly clouds. As such, Ningcheng only needed to follow the steps of fusion. An hour later, Ningcheng's twin wings of the heavenly clouds gained another pair of multicolored lights, bringing the twin wings of the heavenly clouds to 5 pairs of multicolored lights. Ningcheng knew that when the twin wings of the heavenly clouds evolved to 6 pairs of multicolored lights, it would undergo a qualitative change. Although he did not know how to upgrade the twin wings of the heavenly clouds to 6 pairs of multicolored lights, he believed that he would be able to find the answer after reading the book given to him by Zhongli Baiqi. The Eternal Heaven Artifact Crafting Pool was very famous throughout the entire Grand Culmination Starry Skies. It was the most suitable place for crafting artifacts. Not only was it rich in fire-attributed energy, but it also contained its own flames. Ningcheng followed Xinyan to the outside of the Eternal Heaven Artifact Crafting Pool, and saw Striking Order Heavenly Emperor also coming over. Striking Order Heavenly Emperor even seemed to be looking in his direction. Ningcheng pretended to be indifferent, and pretended to be relaxed as he chatted with Xinyan. However, he felt very uneasy in his heart. At this moment, he even prepared for the worst. In case Striking Order Heavenly Emperor recognized him, what should he do? Chapter 597. Fortunately for Ningcheng, Striking Order Heavenly Emperor only glanced at him before retracting his gaze. Apparently, he did not recognize him. Several cultivators with powerful celestial wheels walked into the Eternal Heaven Artifact Crafting Pool. Ningcheng then whispered to Xinyan beside him. Junior apprentice Sister Yan, only 2 celestial scryer cultivators like us came to compete with others. How come there are so many powerhouses? Something doesn't seem right, does it? Xinyan also felt that something was wrong and replied without much confidence. I'm not very clear about it. I only know that Master and that Jinming Qianbo have a deep hatred for each other. I thought that Master accepted you as a disciple to compete with Jinming Qianbo's disciple. I didn't expect Master to not come back even after Jinming Qianbo arrived. Haha, your courage is quite good. You really dared to come, congratulations. An abrupt voice came from behind Ningcheng, laughing loudly. Ningcheng turned around and saw a red-faced male cultivator with thick lips and a petite female cultivator walking over. The one who spoke was the male cultivator. Junior apprentice Sister Yan's expression turned ugly, and sent a sound transmission to Ningcheng. These 2 are Jinming Qianbo's disciples. One is called Saikabing, and the other is called Xiangsha. They were the ones who threatened me to admit defeat if I didn't dare to come to the competition. If I admit defeat, we would have to give up the Baiqi artifact crafting store and kowtow to Jinming Qianbo in the name of our master. Then why did you agree to it? Do they dare to rob our artifact crafting store in Eternal Heaven Starry Sky City? Ningqing frowned. Xin Yan sighed. Senior apprentice brother, when Master defeated Jinming Qianbua, he ridiculed Jinming Qianbua. He said that trash like Jinming Qianbua was nothing in his eyes. Moreover, he pointed at Jinming Qianbua's nose and said, "Go back and learn for a few hundred years. After 100 years, come back and challenge my disciple. My disciple will accept your challenge at any time." Jinming Qianbua did not say a word at that time. He just turned around and left a sentence. "After 100 years, I will definitely come back. If you or your disciple dare not accept the challenge, then get the hell out of Eternal Heaven Starry Sky City. Everything you have here belongs to me, Jinming Qianbua." Ningqing cursed in a very bad mood. This fellow should be called Zhongli idiot, not Bai Qi. Regarding Ningqing scolding her master as an idiot, Xin Yan did not feel that there was anything wrong with it, and helplessly spoke up. "So this time when Jinming Qianbua's disciple came to challenge me, I did not dare to not accept it. It was a small matter if he didn't accept the apology, but he still had to leave Bai Qi Equipment Forging Store. Master clearly knows that 100 years have passed. He must have taken you in for this competition. Why hasn't he returned yet?" Sigh. Ningqing asked in doubt. This Jinming Qianbua really has no taste, to even challenge a disciple? Could it be that he really did it for the sake of venting his anger? Or that Bai Qi Equipment Refining Store? Didn't you say that Master won a very precious treasure back then? Now that Master isn't here, even if his disciple won, you can't say that he's better than Master Bai Qi, right? What's more, he can't get that thing, can he? Xin Yan shook her head. "I don't understand either. If we really can't do it, we'll just lose a little more elegantly. It doesn't matter if Bai Qi gives it to him." While the two were talking, they had already entered the Eternal Heaven crafting pool. After Ningqing came in, he finally understood why this place was called the Eternal Heaven crafting pool. It really was a pool, with more than a dozen artifact crafting positions in the middle of the pool. Next to each position was a crystal-shaped ceiling array formation. Inside the crystal array formation, there were clusters of flames, all kinds of flames. "It looks like there are ready-made flames here. Should we use these flames to craft artifacts?" Ningqing asked. At the same time, he thought that if everyone didn't use their own flames and used the flames here, he might be able to craft a high-grade Dao artifact. As long as he could craft a high-grade Dao artifact, even if he lost, it wouldn't be too ugly. The flames here are very difficult to control. You can never compare them to your own flames. During the artifact crafting competition, you can choose between the flames here and your own flames. Xin Yan explained immediately. More and more cultivators walked into the Eternal Heaven crafting pool. Above the Eternal Heaven crafting pool was a row of high seats, most likely where the judges sat. There were also many seats around the pool, most likely for the audience. Ningqing was surprised to find that even Striking Order Heavenly Emperor could only sit in the audience seats. Moreover, as more and more cultivators came in, many of them were no worse than Striking Order Heavenly Emperor. There was also Su Dai, who followed behind a middle-aged man. From the celestial wheel behind this middle-aged man, one could see no trace of it, indicating that he was at least a powerhouse in the life and death realm. Ningqing guessed that this middle-aged man should be Su Dai's father, the one who wanted to see him. At this time, a middle-aged Confucian scholar walked in, followed by many powerhouses. The celestial wheel aura coming from these powerhouses made people tremble. The cultivators who came to the Eternal Heaven crafting pool stood up, including Striking Order Heavenly Emperor. Xin Yan whispered in Ningqing's ear. "This is Heavenly Emperor Chuan Xinlo of the Leveled Heart Emperor Mountain, the premier powerhouse of my grand culmination Starry Skies." Behind him, there is an old man in red robes with a red face. That's Jinming Qianbua. The senior next to Jinming Qianbua is Sect Master Qian Bayan of Culmination Starland's Celestial Weapon Spirit Sect. Although Xin Yan whispered in Ningqing's ear that Jinming Qianbua was an old man, Jinming Qianbua still shot a cold glance at her. Xin Yan felt as if dozens of ice blades had pierced her body, causing her face to turn pale. She could no longer speak the rest of her words. Perhaps because Xin Yan called out Senior Qian Bayan, Qian Bian raised his hand and waved, causing Jinming Qianbua's oppression to immediately disappear. Qian Bian showed a smile. Brother Qianbua, you can't do the same thing as your name. Putting pressure on a celestial scryer junior is just too shallow. Jinming Qianbua laughed. How can I care about a junior? This time, Zhongli Baiqi did not dare to come out. Fortunately, he sent 2 disciples to compete with my disciple. Since that's the case, let's end this case today so that I don't have to worry about it. Brother Leveled Heart and Brother Bian witnessed the competition 100 years ago. Today my disciple will compete with Zhongli Baiqi's disciple, so I will have to trouble several elder brothers to witness it. After that, Jinming Qianbua cupped his fists towards the crowd. Many thanks to all the heavenly emperors and Dao friends for coming to witness the competition. Whether I, Jinming Qianbua, win or lose, I am willing to refine weapons for all the Dao friends for free. Brother Jinming, Zhongli Baiqi is not here today. Don't you think it's a bit unkind? A sharp voice spoke up. Jinming Qianbua sneered. That idiot Zhongli drove me out of the eternal heaven starry sky city, just like driving away a dog. He said that 100 years later, I could come here to challenge him, and now I'm here. Since he didn't dare to come out, I can only drive away his disciple like a dog. As for that idiot artifact crafting store, I will change it to Jinming Artifact Crafting Store in the future. He knew that idiot Zhongli Baiqi had been crafting artifacts in the eternal heaven starry sky city for 100 years, and many people spoke up for him. However, many of the cultivators here had come without an invitation. These fellows were not interested in the artifact crafting competition between the 2 disciples. What these people were interested in was the precious treasure that Zhongli Baiqi had won in the past. Even he and Zhongli Baiqi had fought over the treasure, so how could it be simple? However, if they wanted to know what this treasure was, they could only dream about it. I heard that you lost a very precious treasure to Zhongli Baiqi in the past. I came here today to take a look at this treasure. I think that everyone else would be the same as me. A cultivator sitting in the audience spoke up with a smile, not caring about Jinming Qianbua at all. That's right. The rest of the people immediately echoed the cultivator's words. For a wealthy cultivator like Jinming Qianbua to not forget about a treasure even after 100 years, it would have been strange if it was simple. Just as Jinming Qianbua guessed, only a few people came here to watch the artifact crafting competition. Rather, they came here to see the treasure. Everyone knew that Jinming Qianbua definitely did not come here for revenge. If Jinming Qianbua truly wanted revenge, he would never have come to find Zhongli Baiqi's disciple. Not to mention these cultivators. Even Ning Qing wanted to know what kind of treasure Zhongli Baiqi had won in the past. Jinming Qianbua spoke up in a calm voice. That idiot Zhongli is not here. Even if my disciple wins, there is no way to show this treasure to everyone. To not waste everyone's time, let's start the competition now. Wait, I Lu Wu also want to participate in this competition. Of course, I will also let my disciple participate. A man with a pointy head walked in. And behind this pointy-headed man was a young man with a strong and stocky build. After the pointy-headed man finished speaking, he cupped his fists towards Chuan Xinlo and spoke. Lu Wu came here abruptly. I hope that Heavenly Emperor Leveled Heart can forgive me. Lu Wu, you are from the Grand Demon Domain Starry Skies. Why did you come here to participate in a competition? What's more, we just want to settle a grudge. Jinming Qianbua's expression turned cold. The pointy-headed man knew that he had to tell the truth today. Otherwise, he would have no chance at all. He cupped his fists towards the crowd and spoke. Dao friends, although I Lu Wu am from the demon domain. But now that the 4 Grand Starry Skies have joined forces, my demon domain and Grand Culmination Starry Skies are also friends. My condition for participating in this competition is the same as Jinming's. If I win, I want Zhongli Baiqi's artifact crafting store. I don't want anything else. No one here was a fool. Therefore, when Lu Wu spoke those words, everyone immediately thought of Zhongli Baiqi's artifact crafting store. Otherwise, Lu Wu would not have come to this place to participate in this competition just for an artifact crafting store. However, to say that this artifact crafting store was the treasure from the past was a bit too outrageous. Those with low cultivation might not know about Lu Wu, But the cultivators in the heaven-seated realm and above did not know about Luwu. This person was the premier artifact crafting master of the Grand Demon Domain Starry Skies. One could even say that his artifact crafting status in the Grand Demon Domain Starry Skies was no worse than Zhongli Baiqi. Chuan Xinluo suddenly spoke up. Luwu, since you want Zhongli Baiqi's artifact crafting store, tell me the reason. As long as you can tell me the reason, I will agree to let you participate in this competition. Jinming Qianbua's expressions immediately changed. He knew that his artifact crafting skills far surpassed Chuan Xinluo's, but in terms of real cultivation, he and Chuan Xinluo were still far behind. Therefore, since Chuan Xinluo spoke up, he could only shut up. Luwu looked at Jinming Qianbua and said, because the treasure that Jinming Qianbua and Zhongli Baiqi used in the competition was Baiqi's artifact crafting store. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.